Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Fortune of Nations. Marriage Game, Thousands of Dimension Templates. Chapter 21. Seeing Yumo's live broadcast directly turned into darkness. Countless people are cursing why they can't watch this scene that requires payment. Then everyone began to focus on the game live broadcasts in other countries. Among them, the Three Kingdoms successfully attracted the attention of most people. Ah-san in the picture is called Kendalit, who is skinny, unkempt, and filthy all over. But on his body, he was wearing a brand new novice armor, and he also held a novice sickle in his hand. At this time, he was standing in front of a pink wedding room door. And he is also an untouchable in the eyes of the people of the Three Kingdoms. There is also a caste system left over from the Three Kingdoms, in which the people at the bottom are called untouchables by the traditional upper caste, that is, untouchables. They themselves call themselves the oppressed, i.e. all Dalits. Dalits are people other than the three castes, who have no rights, no status, and the lowest part of the people. Today, in some still conservative villages of Asongwo, you will see some people walking to avoid people, because they can't let their shadows fall on passers-by. What's more, some people take a broom and sweep away their footprints while walking. They work for the people of this village, but they are not allowed to live in the village. They cannot fetch water from the village well, and children must attend specialized schools, if at all. This is the ugly caste system of the Three Kingdoms. And Kendalit is the lowest untouchable among all the citizens of the Three Kingdoms. The long-term oppression of slavery made Kendalit, who was unwilling to accept his fate, very cruel and violent. Having witnessed too much unfair treatment, he also hates the country of Ah-san-guo extremely. The most frightening thing is that Ah-san-guo was not selected by the national fortune matching game yesterday, not him. It's another nobleman from the Three Kingdoms. But the nobles who have been pampered since childhood, only opened the first white door yesterday. Just ran into an extremely rare trap room. The nobleman fell directly into the continuously rotating steel grinder and was ground into a meat paste. This also caused Ah-san-guo to suffer a disaster on the first day of the national games matching game. The Ganges, the mother river of the Three Kingdoms, has increased the content of various elements in the river by 100 times. But all the Asanmen were very happy. There were no huge disasters that directly killed the citizens like the French country and the cherry blossom country. Anyway, there are all kinds of things in the Ganges River, including human feces, animal carcasses, and various detergents and engine oils. Ah-san also happily drank the Ganges water, washed vegetables and bathed in it. Focus on a clean and hygienic. I don't care at all whether the elements exceed the standard or not. And when they saw that the second selected was Kendalit, a pariah, they still cursed mercilessly. How did you choose a pariah to represent our great Three Kingdoms to participate in the game? What kind of strength does this untouchable have? It is estimated that another disaster will be brought. Isn't this the Kendalit from the next village? I'm feeling cold. Why did the people upstairs say that? Nonsense, the nobles oppress him every day, how can he have a good opinion of our country? Could it be that he is an antisocial personality? Please don't. I advise you, a pariah, not to do stupid things. And Kendalit's performance after entering the game surprised all the Asan. I saw him rushing directly into a white random room. Fortunately, I got an equipment treasure chest. After equipping armor and weapons, Kendalit immediately went into the second random room and hacked down a weaker coyote. The third random room is a blank room with nothing. Kendalit took the coyote back to its original homeland and ate fire-roasted wolf meat. Looking at this reckless man, although all the Asan citizens were a little terrified, they were also satisfied with his performance. But today, when this reckless man came together, he found that the 4 rooms had been refreshed. There is also a pink wedding room. Without any hesitation, Kendalit pushed open the door and walked in. As soon as he opened the door, Kendalit found himself in a wetland. The drifting miasma made Kendalit tightly hold the sickle in his hand, and looked around cautiously. At this time, there was a sound of water trembling in the wetland, and a rough voice sounded. "Are you, my husband?" Startled, Kendalit didn't answer. Instead, he watched a lizard man with a height of nearly 2 meters and covered with turquoise pimple skin walking towards him. There are 2 unknown lumps on the chest of this lizard man, and the skin of its body is full of wrinkles. It looks very, very old. And the prompt of the game also appeared. You have entered the marriage room. You and the lizard man Luopo have become husband and wife. Please complete the ceremony as soon as possible. Luopo stepped forward, looked at Ken Dalet who was holding a sickle, and immediately asked, "What, do you want to kill me?" Unexpectedly, there was a hint of excitement in Ken Dalet's eyes, and he threw away the sickle and armor. "No, honey, I really like you." Facing this ant lizard, Ken Dalet himself didn't care. After all, there was a hole. But after holding a ceremony with a marriage partner of this quality, what terrible changes will happen to the people of Asan? This incident excites Ken Dalet even more. At this moment, all the Asan citizens exploded. They didn't expect this untouchable to be the same as Pooh from Banksy Kingdom. Auntie can stand up to this kind of lizard. Moreover, Pooh Yidian and Spicy Cabbage also paid attention to the National Games rewards after the ceremony. If only Ken Dalet had a ceremony with this ant lizard. Then the consequences suffered by the citizens of the three kingdoms are unimaginable. Ken Dalet, you pariah. Do you like this lizard ant? It is said that the untouchables can see a hole, and now it seems to be true. Ken Dalet didn't want to get revenge on us, did he? How could this kind of pariah be allowed to participate in the game? Ken Dalet, I beg you. Don't hold a ceremony with this lizard ant. Can't we stop this national luck reward? Woo, I'm going to vomit. I can still accept lizards. How can you do this, lizard ant? Upstairs, you and the Chinese citizens who were watching were all laughing from ear to ear. Oh my god, Asan is indeed the one who can drill a hole. Even this kind of lizard can be carved. It is said that the quality of Asan's nation is unimaginable. Today I have seen it. Pooh Yidian from Banksy country was obviously forced, but today this Asan actually took the initiative. Awesome. This lizard ant is really amazing. As expected of San who can do anything. I'm dying of laughter. I can't wait to see what kind of national fortune rewards Asan will receive. The ceremony lasted for 3 minutes, and Asangwo's live broadcast resumed. Ken Dalet lifted his pants contentedly. On the other hand, Ant Lizard showed displeasure, but her face was helpless. The Asan who just took a break and ate a few mouthfuls of hand-cooked curry rice complained one after another. A pariah is a pariah, the strength is really bad. Is it 3 minutes? This Ken Dalet is real. Oh my god, this untouchable still looks like he's enjoying himself, it really disgusts me. It seems that our national games rewards are about to be distributed, and it's probably not much better than Banksy country. This untouchable is really not picky. Our great Asan nation has been harmed by him. The Chinese citizens who ran over to watch the fun laughed and said, I'm dying of laughter, this Asan actually looks so happy, lizard slayer warrior. This lizard ant can even carve, and he can compete with the spicy cabbage guy in Banksy country. I'm dying of laughter, the main reason is that it's only been less than 3 minutes, and the resentment on that lizard ant's face is so heavy. Sure enough, Asan is a nation that drills whenever there is a hole. It really disgusts me. They should be rewarded by the national games soon. Let's see what changes will happen to them. In the game world, Ken Dalet finally waited for the rewards of the game. Congratulations to the player for completing the first ceremony and opening the player's personal data panel. Player's personal reward. Lizard power, C+, player life +2, body +8, strength +4, sensitivity -4, wisdom -1, charm -10. Acquired skill. Crawling, C+, slime will grow on the arm, which can crawl on any wall. Reward for citizens of the three kingdoms. Lizard desire, C+, within the territory of the country, all nationals have +2 lifespan, +3 strength, and -10 charm. According to the actual situation of the game, all citizens of the three kingdoms will not be infected with any germs if they hold rituals with animals. This National Games Award can be enjoyed by all citizens of the three kingdoms, and those who have no sense of belonging to the three kingdoms, hate the three kingdoms, or intend to betray the three kingdoms cannot enjoy it. At this time, Ken Dalet's face suddenly grew many lizard-like epidermis, and many disgusting abscesses appeared on various parts of his body. He who was already filthy and unkempt had directly become an extremely ugly monster at this moment. But his body has become extremely strong, and his strength has also increased a lot. Ken Dalet, who didn't care about any appearance, looked at the explanation of the National Games Award at this time. He couldn't help but looked up at the sky, laughed hysterically and said, "Ha ha 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 ha, you beast nobles of the three kingdoms. Aren't you proud? Aren't you aloof? I tell you, I will always survive in this game. Keep looking for a so-good marriage partner, so that all of you will become like me. Destroy this disgusting and stupid country." Mama Lizard couldn't understand what Kendalit was yelling about. It didn't feel anything just now, and it didn't want to deal with this dirty and ugly idiot at this time. Every word of Kendalit was clearly heard by humans in the real world. After listening to Kendalit's last roar, all Asan citizens were completely flustered. What kind of national games reward is this? Are you kidding me? It's over, hurry up and hide our captive livestock. This pariah, he wants to destroy our three kingdoms. Oh my God, why did you choose such an antisocial pariah? Our country is going to die. This pariah actually used this opportunity to take revenge on us high-ranking Asan people. What about the family of this untouchable? Throw them all into the Ganges River and drown. Kendalit's performance shocked the Chinese citizens who watched the excitement. This is the first time such an antisocial player appears. But I want to say, well done. HMPH, this is what the three kingdoms deserve. They dared to challenge our Chinese army at the border a few years ago, so they shouldn't have let them go. Who let their caste system still exist to this day? This is called self-inflicted evil. This Kendalit has become so ugly, it's disgusting to me, and every Asan is about to become like him. This Asan has done a good job, let this disgusting country like Asan be destroyed as soon as possible. At this time, the officials of the three countries did not wait for any response. Their fortunes have come. I saw countless white rays of light sprinkled on the sky within the territory of the three kingdoms. White light like a rainstorm poured into the bodies of all Asan citizens in an instant. Every Asan citizen is like Kendalit at the moment. The body suddenly vibrated, and the physique has been strengthened, and the strength has been improved. But they found that dense spots began to appear on their faces and bodies, similar to lizard scales. This kind of disgusting spot can't be removed no matter what, and even some people who don't pay attention to hygiene have many disgusting abscesses on their bodies. All the citizens of Asan suddenly became neither human nor ghost. Seeing their appearance, all Asan citizens shouted in despair. "Ah, my face, my body, how did it become like this? Whoa, why did I become so ugly? I'm dead. Increased lifespan and increased strength are of no use. I don't want to become so ugly. Pariah Kendalit, I'm going to kill your whole family." What's even more frightening is that at this moment, all the cities and villages in the three kingdoms, groups of single men with low social status suddenly rushed out of the house and ran towards the place where the livestock were raised, such as chicken farms, pig farms, and even slaughterhouses. Others rushed to the zoo in the city. There was an extremely excited expression on everyone's face. It seems that Kendalit, who brought them this national fortune, became their hero. As for what they are going to do, it is self-evident. At this time, those Chinese reporters who were stationed in the three kingdoms, they picked up their cameras one after another and took pictures of the chaos in cities and villages in the three countries. A piece of explosive news about the third man also appeared on the forums of various countries. Engaged in a fierce battle with a sow. Several Asan men caught an old fool. A 3-year-old man broke into a neighbor's chicken coop. Thriller. Several men from Asan worked together to subdue a mare. For this group of low-level Asan untouchables who will never marry a wife for a lifetime. This national luck reward is really great. So what about being ugly? But my strength has improved. Wouldn't it be easier to subdue these animals? Most importantly, it will not be infected with any viruses and bacteria. This is simply the gospel for this group of singles. This Kendalit, who tried to avenge the nobles, is their hero. As for the Chinese nationals who saw these news, the performance of Asan shattered the three views. I'm going to throw up. Asan is a real animal. It seems that all the animals in the three kingdoms will suffer. This country is really disgusting. Just needing a glass of water to go to the toilet is enough to make me sick, and now I still. Only you can't think of it, no Asan can't do it. Asan's citizens are all ugly now, you. Even those nationals who are hostile to China and stand on the same side as Ah Sangwo can't help complaining. Are these Ah Sans still human? They're simply beasts. Even chickens and ducks are not spared, this race is too scary. God, what a dirty eye. Yishi, now it seems that even the spicy cabbage from our Banksy country is acceptable. I really vomited. Ah San, are you crazy? Watching Ah Sangwo's painting style gradually becoming unsightly, and watching Washa Yumo's live broadcast room is still in darkness. Everyone turned their attention to Yin Yang's live broadcast at this moment. Chris in the game world sleeps in the cold all night. Finally got up at this point. Chris has a large appetite, so he consumed all the daily rations and water given out by the game after waking up. Touching his hungry stomach, Chris had no choice but to pick up his long knife and came to the initial plane of the game. What surprised Chris was that all the doors of the room were refreshed today. The most important thing is that there is a pink wedding room. Seeing the refreshment of the marriage room, Chris couldn't help but get excited. Then Chris raised his head to the sky and said, "My fellow eagle sauces, a new day has begun. Don't worry, today I will definitely bring the national luck reward to Yingzhong. Let us Yingzhong stand on top of the world again." Looking at Chris's fake face, the eagle sauce citizens couldn't help complaining. "Mommy Fock, this fool is still here pretending to be sanctimonious, it's disgusting. The marriage matching room has been registered today. Chris, this is a good opportunity for you to take the blame and do meritorious deeds. Stinky fool, if you just sculpt a monster later, I'll rush over and kill your family. Yes, yes, yes. We don't want to become so ugly like the group of Asan in the Three Kingdoms. If you give our great eagle sauce any more mobs today, you won't be able to keep your family when Jesus comes, I'm telling you." Although Chris doesn't know the outside situation. But he knew that his choice yesterday must have aroused the wrath of all eagle sauce citizens. But so what? Isn't your own life more important than those fools outside? Yingzhong's national fortune is none of his business, the first thing he has to do is to survive in this game. Just to be on the safe side. Chris did not choose to enter the marriage room from the beginning. Instead, he first chose the white door on the left, pushed the door open and entered. Fortunately, this is a material room. There is a skill book in the material room. When Chris touches it, it immediately merges into Chris' body. Heavy hit C suddenly increased the force attribute by 200%, causing a heavy blow to the target, with a cooling time of 300 seconds. Chris is very excited, this is the first skill he learned in this matching game. With this skill at hand, his confidence in exploring the room has increased a bit. Chris then chooses a white door again. After entering, I found another material room, which contained a high-quality steel hammer, force +10, sensitivity -3. Cooperate with your own skill, heavy strike, to burst out with greater power. Chris was surprised and delighted. He didn't expect that all the good things appeared in 2 rooms in a row. Then he picked up the steel hammer he had just obtained and walked into the third white door. And the third room is a monster room. Chris, who opened the door and entered, found that in front of him was a goblin holding a pair of knives, but whose height was no higher than his thigh. Goblin information is also displayed by the system. Monster. Small goblin. Name. None. Strength. D+. Ah, the goblin shouted excitedly when he saw Chris pushing the door open. Immediately brandishing 2 knives, he attacked Chris. Chris narrowed his eyes slightly, and clenched the steel hammer in his hands. Get ready for battle. The wild wolf I killed yesterday was only E. With the skill of the Marine Corps, he can kill him. Now I still have this steel hammer, strength +10, sensitivity -3, and an iron armor, body +5. And the power of the wolf buff with 3 minutes left, self-strength +10, agility +10. Chris is confident that he can defeat this tiny goblin. Ha! When the little goblin and Chris got closer, Chris let out a roar and instantly activated his skill, heavy blow. Immediately, he slammed a violent hammer blow that seemed to have a few strands of gangster energy at the little goblin who was right in front of him. Even the goblin's knives hadn't touched Chris's body yet. It was directly smashed into a meat paste by Chris' terrifying power. The player successfully kills the little goblin and gets a reward, power +0.5. Chris felt the power boost again. He proudly picked up the heavy hammer and left the monster room. Seeing Chris's performance, all Eagle Sauce citizens became excited again. Chris really has something. This skill is too strong. It killed this goblin with a single hammer, amazing. Sorry Chris, I was just too loud. Come on, Chris, bring us the national fortune reward for Eagle Sauce. With this kind of skill, if the marriage partner is too weird later, Chris can kill her. That's right, I'd rather not have the national games rewards than get married to that kind of weird marriage partner. At this time, Chris was the first player to be selected into the matching game yesterday. He knows nothing about the situation in other countries. He was also excitedly thinking about what kind of beautiful marriage partner he would meet after he opened the door of the marriage room. This is a woman of hundreds of millions of races, maybe there will be a blonde elf. Or a mermaid with red hair and a mermaid tail. The more Chris thought about it, the more excited he became, and he pushed open the last pink door of the wedding room. Chris, who entered the marriage room, came to a tropical rainforest. The noisy insects echoed in Chris' ears. All kinds of plants form a green ocean. The high temperature in the tropical rainforest made Chris, who was wearing an iron helmet, sweat profusely. Chris scolded himself. Shit, what the hell kind of place is this? Suddenly, a green figure landed from above Chris. Her light body made no sound when she landed. You are my husband. Chris suddenly saw that it was a woman in a long green dress. It made her fair skin look radiant. The long black hair was very smooth and fell straight down. The woman's appearance is glamorous and extraordinary, which is the orthodox European and American appearance. There is an incomparable charm in the eyes. And her figure is even hotter. It is simply a large S-curve. What excited Chris the most was that there were actually two antennae on the woman's head that resembled praying mantises. He has lived for so long in this life, and he has never played such an exciting game. You have entered the matrimonial room. You and the praying mantis girl Christine have become husband and wife. Please complete the ceremony as soon as possible. Watching the prompt from the game system, Kristen was filled with excitement. Yes, I am your husband. Look at the big bulge that Chris has come up with. Christine smiled slightly, and immediately took off the iron helmet on Chris, bringing Chris into the greenery of the tropical rainforest. In the next second, Chris's live broadcast also turned into darkness. Seeing this, all the Eagle Sauce citizens became excited. Great gift crab. Chris is so lucky. She is a very beautiful praying mantis girl. This Christine looks so beautiful. Chris is not bad luck. From today's exploration of the resource room to the current Christine, Chris is overwhelmed with European energy. Ha 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 ha, fake. I just said that as the world's overlord, we, Yingzhong, cannot be stepped on by Washa. Chris was so unlucky yesterday that he ran into the box that destroyed all the nuclear weapons of our Eagle Sauce. It should be transferred today. And those fake foreign devils such as the stick who knelt and licked the Eagle Sauce, Gangdu, Wandu elements, etc., all rushed over and licked wildly. Great, Ying Chan can stand up again. HMPH, isn't it just that the nuclear weapons have been destroyed? Chris's European spirit is so good, maybe he can recover tomorrow. Yumo that hit the street. Ochi will run out of luck one day. Chris is so lucky. Come on Chris, I recommend you. Looking at the ugly faces of these people, the Chinese citizens fought back one after another. I'm dying of laughter. You can treat any praying mantis as a treasure. Look at Yu Shen who is still holding the ceremony. Yu Shen's second wife is a fox fairy who is so beautiful. A praying mantis can make you so excited. Isn't she just a good-looking mantis girl? I'd like to see what national luck rewards I can bring to Yingzhong. Look at their pride. This mantis girl is nothing more than AC strength at first glance. How can she compare to the god's fox fairy wife? Speaking of which, Yu Shen's physical strength is too strong, isn't it finished after so long? In the game world, after a battle that lasted almost 2 hours, Feng Zhu finally couldn't resist Yumo's explosive attack, and surrendered. Very satisfied, he collapsed on the stone bed in the cave. After Yumo tidied up her clothes, she thoughtfully helped Feng Zhu put them on. Her boyfriend picked up the powerless Feng Zhu as if she was at the max. Brought back to his own farm hut. Xiao Wu looked at Feng Zhu who was carried back by Yumo, and was shocked by Feng Zhu's beautiful face for a long time. I couldn't help complaining about Yumo. Brother, you are too much. Look, Sister Feng Zhu has lost consciousness. Yumo smiled happily and said. If she hadn't been refusing to admit defeat, I wouldn't have worked so hard. Don't tell me, she won't lose you at all in her reluctance to admit defeat. Xiao Wu's pretty face blushed. Hey, if you don't listen, chant the scriptures. After getting Feng Ju settled down, Yumo put away the home. The live broadcast dedicated to Washa also appeared again. Congratulations to the player and the marriage partner for completing the ceremony. Player personal reward. Qingqiu Magic Power S Player Life plus 20, Body plus 10, Strength plus 10, Agility plus 20, Intelligence plus 30, Charm plus 30. Acquired skills. Mind Control S Fierce Fox Fire S. Washa National Reward. Qingqiu Blessing S within the scope of the country. All nationals have plus 3 lifespan, Wisdom plus 5, Charm plus 10. All kinds of plants on the land are attached with the attribute of immortal medicine, which can treat various difficult diseases. This national games rewards all Chinese nationals, but those who have no sense of belonging to China, hate China, and intend to betray China cannot enjoy it. Including plants with elixir attributes, which will not work on these people. Looking at the Qingqiu blessing brought by Feng Ju, Yumo couldn't help being shocked. All kinds of plants are attached with elixir attributes, which can treat various difficult diseases. Do those diseases that are so far incurable in the medical field have the opportunity to break through various plants with the attribute of immortal medicine? This National Games Award will undoubtedly be an epic, making huge improvement. And his own personal rewards are even more powerful. Player. Yumo. Personal rewards. Soul Beast Power S Qingqiu Magic Power S. National Fortune Rewards. Star Gift S Qingqiu Blessing S. Attributes. Body 51 to 61, Strength 71 to 81, Sensitivity 49 to 69, Wisdom 21 to 51, Charm 21 to 51. Skill. Explosive Killing 8-stage Fall S causes high damage to a single target, has a beheading effect. Invincible Golden Body S become invincible within 2 seconds, immune to all enemy attacks. Mind Control S let the target enter a stun state that cannot move. The higher your intelligence attribute, the longer the control time. Fire of the Fox S causes magic damage to the target, has a burning effect. Equipment. Pegasus Meteor Fist Gloves Epic Rank Equipment Carrying Skill, causes multiple critical strike damage to a single target, cooldown time 60s. Yumo was overjoyed. What Xiao Wu brought him was physical skills. And Feng Ju brought him magic skills. In this way, he is now a strong man who integrates physical attack and magic. The attributes that have skyrocketed again will definitely be smoother and easier in the follow-up exploration. If you can get another piece of equipment that can improve the intelligence attribute, you can switch freely between melee fighters and long-range mages. Cool. And except Yumo, who is delighted. At this time, the whole of China fell into an unprecedented carnival. Streams of white light descended from the sky, softly blending into the bodies of every citizen. The reward of +3 lifespan has allowed more seriously ill patients to leave the ward. There are huge crowds of people in the place where every hospital handles the discharge procedures. The reward of wisdom +5 made scholars and researchers from all walks of life suddenly enlightened. The academic problems that were hard to think about in the past can now start to find out the preliminary solution. And the more domineering Charm +10 reward will give all Chinese citizens a new look. The reward of Charm +10 is really domineering. I look like Wu Yanzu now. Wu, oh my god, my face can become so beautiful, I'm almost in love with myself, god yyds. I'm so happy, I can finally become a little fresh meat. The improvement of Charm +10 is too exaggerated. I was bald, but now I have grown hair. The lifespan has been increased, and the strength has been increased, and now it looks even better. What can we give back to God? Sure enough, God will never let us down. Seeing the rewards received by the Chinese citizens, those fake foreign devils who were still happy to find a marriage partner for Chris in Eagle Sauce just now. Immediately, they couldn't laugh anymore, and they all had mournful faces. Charm +10. This is too outrageous. The face of Washa's national star. Anyone who comes out can make a debut. Push the street. I am also from Washa. Why don't you give me rewards? High locomotive upstairs, your ins is full of independent comments. I'm from Washa. I'm from Washa. I beg Mother Washa to take me back. At this time, the Chinese officials were even more shocked. They are naturally very happy about the increased lifespan and increased appearance. But what excites them even more is the wisdom +5 that can improve the national strength from the side. And the shocking national games reward, Qingqiu blessings. At this time, the great elder, who had become more graceful, stood in the center of the meeting room. Very excitedly said to the crowd, "The heads of all relevant departments pay attention. Immediately to all departments across the country. Issue a national notice. Formulate a national policy. All researchers with relevant knowledge of medicine and medicinal materials, authoritative physicians in various hospitals, and experts in various fields of chemistry and biology. Everyone act. All kinds of plants are being studied all over the country. Investigate the efficacy of various plants immediately. With the advent of this national destiny, all of us Chinese citizens will be able to successfully overcome many diseases that have not been cured until now." All the heads of relevant departments responded one after another. Yes, they all know very well in their hearts that this national policy will be implemented immediately. Many incurable diseases such as diabetes, AIDS, cancer, leukemia, etc. Maybe they can all be cured in the near future. Just ask a country where all the citizens are free from any disease and are at the peak of healthy body function. What kind of terrifying improvement will the national strength of this country get? The leap that Yumo brought to China has directly affected the destiny of the people of China. At this time, Yin Yang's live broadcast also resumed. Chris was sweating profusely and stretched contentedly. He looked at Christine, who was lying on many leaves, showing a graceful figure. Chris also asked very proudly, "Oh baby, how am I doing?" Christine's eyes were full of coquettishness, and she responded with a smile. "Oh, Hanny, you are really strong." As soon as Christine's voice fell, the prompt of the game immediately appeared. Congratulations to the player for completing the first ceremony and opening the player's personal data panel. Player personal rewards. Insect physique C+, player life +5, body +5, strength -2, agility +10, intelligence +3, charm +2. Acquired skill. Protective color C+. Eagle sauce national reward. Praying mantis senses C+. Within the scope of the country, all nationals have +2 lifespan and +2 sensitivity. The sensory performance of all citizens is increased by 5 times. This national games rewards Yingzhong can be enjoyed by all citizens, and those who have no sense of belonging to Yingzhong, hate Yingzhong, and intend to betray Yingzhong cannot enjoy it. Chris is very pleased with his personal rewards. Although the force attribute has been reduced by 2, his strength has weakened a bit. But other attributes have also been improved accordingly, especially +10 points of min. This made Chris feel that his body was much lighter, even if he put on the heavy iron helmet again. He can also explode at a good speed. At this time, above Yingzhong's territory and airspace, white rays of light descended from the sky. All are integrated into the body of every Eagle Sauce national. The sensory abilities of all Eagle Sauce nationals immediately increased by 5 times. All of a sudden, people with myopia and aging took off their glasses, and people with ear problems heard the sound again. Some people can smell the smell 2 streets away with a light sniff. Some people can tell how much sugar is put in the cake after taking a bite of the cake. At this moment, all the Yingzhong citizens cheered, and immediately showed off happily. Although it's just a C+ national luck reward. But it's very practical. Ah, I can finally see. Thanks to our Eagle Sauce hero Chris. It turns out that the sound of this world is so beautiful, I can't control my tears. That said, each of our Yingzhong soldiers has such powerful sensory abilities. It seems that our position as the world's hegemon is coming back. That's right. May I ask which country can resist an army with such powerful sensory abilities? Chris has finally committed crimes and meritorious deeds. You are still the hero of our Eagle Sauce. At this time, Bai Dang, who was resting on the hospital bed in the Bai house, found that his eyes were not blurred and he could hear clearly. You can even smell the smell of the toilet. Immediately stood up excitedly. Good, good. Although this national luck reward is far worse than Washa's, it's better than nothing. Every soldier of our Eagle Sauce gets this reward. How much it will increase the combat effectiveness. Our chance to come back is here. As for the national games rewards that the Eagle Sauces received, the Washa citizens expressed their indifference at all. The so-called no comparison, no harm. Take a look at Washa Uhuang Yumo, who brought Washa 2's level national luck rewards that can change the fate of mankind in 2 days. And this group of clowns just got a little bit of reward, and they clamored to be the world hegemony again. It's just a joke. And in the game world at this time, Chris is still unsatisfied with bringing the mantis girl Christine back home. Getting ready for the second ceremony. After all, the physical strength of foreigners is quite good. And Christine is also very demanding. After entering the home, Chris couldn't help saying, "Baby, let's get started." Christine smiled evilly. "Haney, don't be so anxious. Let's play a game, you turn around first." There was a smirk on Chris's face. Oh, baby likes excitement. Hey, good. After finishing speaking, Chris took off the iron helmet on his body, and turned around obediently. I thought to myself that this mantis girl has so much work to do, and she must have a good time today. It can be next second. An extremely sharp mantis sickle slashed directly across Chris' neck. Chris still had a wretched smile on his face, but his entire head fell off. The moment Chris was decapitated, a few lines of huge text immediately appeared in the game. Detected the death of Eagle Sauce player. 10 minutes later, Eagle Sauce will randomly generate a disaster. After the disaster is over, select players to enter the game again. And Christine in the picture is no longer the girl with a hot figure and a beautiful face in the picture just now. Instead, it turned into a strange beast with the head of a woman and the body of a praying mantis. There were still 2 antennae of praying mantis on Christine's head, but her facial features had been completely distorted, and several fangs grew out of her mouth. Her body also turned into a completely green mantis body, and her arms also turned into 2 sharp sickle blades. The body of a strange beast and the face of a human make this girl look extremely strange. With green saliva dripping from her mouth at this time, Christine murmured to Chris' body on the ground. "Honey, you're out of luck. I've been hungry for so many days. I will continue to enjoy your..." After Christine finished speaking, she opened her bloody mouth on the spot and began to gnaw on Chris's corpse. And this bloody scene, a sudden mutation. The Eagle Sauce citizens who were delighted to receive the reward of the national games were dumbfounded one after another. What's going on? Chris was killed by this mantis woman. Why did she kill him? Gift crab. Chris was actually killed by this Christine. I just won the National Fortune Award, and now I am going to suffer a disaster. What's going on here? Fuck, come out and explain the game. Did Chris' performance make this mantis girl dissatisfied? But it's not enough to kill her directly. When Bai Deng, who was lying in the White House, saw this scene, he felt as if he had just reached the top of the mountain, and then suddenly fell to the bottom of the valley. And looking at the reminder of the extraction disaster that appeared in the game, Bai Deng spurted out a mouthful of old blood violently, and passed out immediately. The staff around them were shocked and said, "The Great Elder fainted again. Hurry up, doctor, save the Great Elder. The Great Elder is too old to be scared." At this time, the Chinese citizens who were watching the live broadcast of Yingjiang country talked one after another. Ha 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 ha. The old beauties were very happy just now, but now they are almost crying. I just won the National Games Award, and now I am about to suffer a disaster. This mood is quite ups and downs. But having said that, why is there still a situation where the marriage partner kills the player? Upstairs, let me explain to you, mantis is an animal that will directly kill its husband after mating. If you didn't tell me, I would have forgotten. After mating, a female praying mantis who has been hungry for a long time will indeed immediately kill her mating partner as food. So that's the case. No wonder the player of Eagle Sauce was directly killed by this praying mantis killer. In the Washa official meeting room, the Great Elder immediately said to the heads of several relevant departments, "Release the defense plan." Now it seems that Yingjiang is powerless to recover. Just when he saw that Yingjiang was rewarded by the national games, the Great Elder immediately asked the border guards to make an emergency plan. Eagle Sauce just lost all the nuclear weapons yesterday, plus Bai Deng's deranged old age. This made them suddenly fall from the position of world hegemon to the bottom. And today is the first time they have won the national games reward, in order to prevent them from jumping over the wall in a hurry. The Great Elder immediately launched a defensive plan. Unexpectedly, the reversal came so quickly, and the player of Yingzhong was killed and devoured by his marriage partner. 10 minutes passed in a flash, and a reminder appeared on the screen of Yingzhong's game world. The time is up, the mantis instinct virus will launch. Eagle Sauce, Manhattan City. The sky above the entire Manhattan City was suddenly shrouded in a layer of emerald green light. A streak of emerald green light shot down immediately. It pours into the body of every Eagle Sauce female national. In a community in Manhattan City, a junior high school girl named Jessica was flooded into her body by this green light. She was terrified at first, but after a few minutes. But she found that she hadn't changed in any way. Jessica scratched her head in doubt. What does this praying mantis instinct virus mean? My body hasn't changed at all. Just when Jessica was wondering, her father suddenly screamed downstairs. Jessica rushed out of the room in horror and immediately came to the first floor. It was found that her mother was holding a fruit knife in her hand, which was covered with her father's blood. And her father was already lying on the ground twitching non-stop, and there was a gap in his stomach that kept gushing blood. Seeing this horrified scene, Jessica suddenly let out a scream and passed out. At the same time, the same situation is happening in every corner of Manhattan City. Countless married women, or women with objects, even partners. They all seem to be possessed by demons, directly killing their targets. Many Eagle Sauce male citizens had no time to react, and died tragically at the hands of their targets. Some were suddenly pushed downstairs, some were stabbed in the stomach with a knife, and some were killed by a car. Suddenly, tens of thousands of female demons appeared in Manhattan City. Frantically massacred the men in Manhattan City. And this situation was immediately reported, seeing the horrors of men killed everywhere in Manhattan City. The citizens of Eagle Sauce were trembling with fear. These men are so miserable, they were killed by the person they love the most. Praying mantis instinct virus. God, it's really scary. Manhattan is a hell right now. Is the military still not taking action? Hurry up and control those crazy women. At this time, the Yingzhong military had no choice but to attack. Countless male soldiers picked up submachine guns, carried machine guns, and even used helicopters. Start the purge of all the women in Manhattan who started killing. And the Chinese nationals looked at the tragic situation of Manhattan done in the news reports, and once again lamented Yumo's strength. Fortunately, our player is Yu Shen. Without his European spirit, we would probably be on par with Yingzhong. Yes, who would have thought that he would be killed by his marriage partner? The premise is that you meet a praying mantis killer. It's still amazing. Rabbit girl, vixen, tisk tisk tisk, a sure winner in life. Hey, look, Yu Shen has started to act again. In the game world at this time, Yumo asked Xiao Wu to stay at home to take care of the exhausted Feng Zhu. He returned to the original plane. Looking at the remaining 3 white doors, the dimensional template system immediately gave a hint. Monster room. Behind the door is a giant catfish. Its strength is D+, it cannot be used as food, you can easily defeat it without injury. Empty room. Nothing behind the door. Trap room. Inside is the arrow rain corridor. There are 2 switches, one red and one white. Press the red switch and all arrows will be fired. You will definitely die. Press the white switch and the exploration will be completed directly. Resource room. Behind the door is a home upgrade card, which can improve the level of the initial home. Yumo was taken aback when he encountered the trap room for the first time. Fortunately, I have the hint of the dimensional template system. Yumo acted immediately, opened the empty room first, and ended the exploration. Enter the trap room again, press the white switch, and end the exploration. Then came to the monster room, punched the giant catfish, added 5 source points, and ended the exploration. In the last resource room, Yumo checked his source points. Source points remaining, 315 points. After thinking twice, Yumo chose to let the dimensional template refresh the home upgrade card behind the door. Ding! The host chooses to refresh the resource room home upgrade card, consuming 100 source points. The system is refreshed immediately. 1000-dimensional template refresh completed. After refreshing, a string of words that only Yumo can see reappeared on the white door. Name: How to train your dragon castle. Type: Building card. Quality: B. Function: upgrade the quality of the home, provide players with a warm and comfortable stone castle, increase the chances of pregnancy for the occupants, and come with a dragon taming altar. Remarks: you can use the treasure dragon scale to increase the quality to S level, and the dragon clan night fiend will be spawned randomly at the dragon training altar. How to use: after summoning the initial home, choose to use the overlay. Yumo immediately exclaimed, "What the hell, he is still a farm hut. Now go directly to the big castle where you can train dragons." The 1000-dimensional template is a bullpits. Yumo immediately opened the door and entered, looking at the shining treasure chest in front of him. Then open it without hesitation. Originally, the citizens of Washa watched Yumo's act of opening the treasure chest very nervously. Although they still believe in Yumo's European emperor physique. But yesterday, the scene where Chris opened the treasure chest directly led to the destruction of all the nuclear weapons in Yingjiang is still vivid in my mind. Nor are their concerns unfounded. But now Yumo has become Washa Shengguang. Once again, the Chinese people were not disappointed. See the How to Train Your Dragon Castle building card from Yumo. The Chinese citizens were both surprised and delighted. The Emperor of Europe is God. Please accept my knees. B-level building card, which can increase the chances of pregnancy of the occupants, and also comes with a dragon taming altar. Doesn't that mean that if Yu Shen gets the dragon scale in the follow-up exploration, Yu Shen will be able to have a dragon? This is too cool. Thinking about the scene of Yu Shen riding a dragon and killing all directions, I'm excited. Now it's not just those foreign devils, I'm about to suspect that God is cheating. Others are still freezing in dilapidated cabins, but Yu Shen is already going to move into the castle with his 2 wives. Beep. Those nationals of hostile countries who watched the live broadcast of Washa were struck by lightning one after another. Shet. It's not fair. This game is not fair. Fake. This Washa kid is good no matter what he opens. What kind of rags are opened by other countries? That was a trap room just now, right? There is a 50% chance that he can choose the right one. On the second day, he has 2 ridiculously beautiful wives in a castle. I swear I will never watch Washa's live broadcast again. Yumo, who returned to the original plane, immediately summoned his homeland. Immediately afterward used this dragon castle building card. I saw a flash of light. Immediately before Yumo's eyes stood a small stone castle with a small footprint but full of charm. The outer walls of the castle are made of thick granite stones, which are calm and strong, as if carrying the precipitation and inheritance of history. The whole castle is surrounded by green trees, forming a picture scroll of perfect fusion of nature and man-made. There is an open grassland in front of the castle, which is the feeding pasture left by the farm hut. On the farm, the remaining Wagyu cows are eating grass with their heads down. They have strong muscles and shiny coats, and they shine with health and vitality in the sun. At this time, one of the windows in the castle suddenly opened, and it was the energetic Xiao Wu waving to Yumo. "Brother, what happened? Our home has become so luxurious." Feng Zhu also regained consciousness at this time, and came behind Xiao Wu curiously. Those beautiful fox eyes looked at Yumo with affection. It also seems to be asking what happened to Yumo. Yumo smiled, and immediately walked into the stone castle, and began to visit the new home of the 3 with Xiao Wu and Feng Zhu. The huge wooden double doors are inlaid with bronze carvings and art glass, exuding an elegant and classical atmosphere. Passing through the door, a luxurious and elegant hall greets the eye. An ancient crystal chandelier hangs high on the ceiling of the hall, shining soft light, making the whole space warm and pleasant. Go inward from the hall and enter the 4 rooms of the configuration of the castle. Each room has a unique style and theme, from European classical to Oriental elegance, from rich literary atmosphere to simple and modern. Each room has been carefully designed and decorated. The spacious and comfortable bedroom is equipped with exquisite furniture and soft feather cushions on the bed, making people feel extremely comfortable in it. Yumo and Xiao Wu Fengju agreed that the 3 of them would choose a room to live in every night. Yes, live together. While Xiao Wu and Feng Zhu were visiting the interior of the stone castle, Yumo came to the deepest part of the castle, where a mysterious and solemn stone altar stood. This altar is made of sacred stone, exuding a magical and mysterious spiritual power. There are ancient runes and mysterious patterns engraved on the altar, and there seems to be a faint sound of dragon chant. This small stone castle with a small footprint has a small appearance, but the interior decoration is exquisite and luxurious, which makes Yumo very satisfied. Yumo used the Heavenly Well home supplies card he had just obtained again. A well surrounded by crystals immediately appeared outside the castle. Yumo walked out of the castle, poured several cans of Tianqi Shenshui and brought them back to the castle. Both Xiao Wu and Feng Ju surrounded him curiously. Brother, do we have a well in our house? Husband, this water seems to be surging with spiritual power, and it is of extraordinary quality at first glance. Yumo smiled. This water is really effective, it can increase the chance of pregnancy, drink it first. Both Xiao Wu and Feng Ju blushed. One after another coquettishly said, Brother, don't you need to rest? Husband, I haven't slowed down yet. The moment Xiao Wu and Feng Ju drank the divine water from Tianqi Lake, they all immediately felt a very soft and warm spiritual power pouring into their abdomen. The feeling of comfort is incredible. Yumo asked Xiao Wu to fetch some buckets of water from the Tianqi well to feed the Wagyu cattle on the pasture. With the nourishment of Tianqi Shenshui, it is believed that many small Wagyu cattle will be bred soon. At that time, meat resources will continue to flow. Yumo then went to the kitchen to take out the remaining Wagyu beef. Prepare to cook a delicious charcoal grilled Wagyu meal for Xiao Wu and Feng Ju. There was still a lot of Wagyu beef left yesterday. Since this is an ingredient in the game world, it can be placed casually without deterioration. And just when Yumo came to the kitchen to start working, Feng Ju came to Yumo's side, looked at it curiously for a moment, then smiled and said, Husband, your cooking skills look average. It's a waste of such high-quality beef. Yumo frowned. Oh, wife, can you still cook? Feng Ju smiled sweetly, but all kinds of amorous feelings appeared on her beautiful and innocent face. Of course, my cooking skills can be said to be the best in Qingzhou. Husband, take a good rest and let me come. After all, Feng Ju picked up her sleeves and urged her immortal method to start processing this high-quality Wagyu beef. The dazzling operation and the marinating of various seasonings made Yumo couldn't help giving Feng Ju a thumbs up. After processing the Wagyu beef, Feng Ju didn't use the stove to start a fire. Directly used the spiritual power of fairy magic to produce a raging flame. With one hand, Feng Ju controlled the sizzling Wagyu beef, and with the other hand, he controlled the constantly changing temperature of the flame. Seeing Feng Ju's operation, the Chinese citizens were amazed. I didn't expect this Humei Niang to have such superb cooking skills. Yu Shen is a perfect winner in life. One of the two wives goes to work, the other cooks, and I don't have to do anything. This is the absolute family status of a man. Can everyone learn from you theology? Come on, besides Yu Shen, which Chinese man is worthy of this family status? Are you handsome? Are you strong? Are you European? Okay, don't torture me 3 times. And the nationals of various countries who are hostile to China, seeing Yumo's warm and comfortable family life, are all furious. Ziba, our players are still ruled by spicy cabbage day and night. How well does this kid hug him left and right? Baga, this Washa boy is here to participate in the game. He is here to enjoy life. Mala Falca, such a comfortable castle, such high quality ingredients, such a beautiful and sensible wife, jealous. Who knows the family members? This contrast is too obvious. Other players are killed at every turn, and he is here to enjoy the barbecue. Envy, besides envy or envy. Soon, 3 pieces of savory roasted Wagyu beef were prepared. At this time, Xiao Wu also fed the Tianqi Shenshui to the cows in the farm and returned to the castle. As soon as she entered the door, Xiao Wu was immediately attracted by the fragrant meat. Ah, it smells so good. Brother, what are you doing delicious? Yumo smiled contentedly and said, Feng Ju did it, her cooking skills are much better than mine. Feng Ju smiled. Husband, Xiao Wu, let's eat. The 3 of them came to the mahogany dining table in the restaurant, eating the fragrant fire-roasted Wagyu beef and drinking the clear and sweet Tianqi divine water. Talking and laughing with each other, very comfortable. After eating and drinking enough, Yumo held Xiao Wu's waist with his left hand and Feng Ju's shoulder with his right hand. The 3 chose the largest room in the castle. Began to test the power of Tianqi Shenshui. Seeing that it was only noon, Yumo's live broadcast room fell into darkness again. Everyone can't help sighing, Yumo, you are really fierce. During the black screen, all Chinese citizens seemed to have lost all fun. I can only browse the live broadcast rooms of players from other countries boringly. And as a Chinese citizen who doesn't think it's a big deal to watch the excitement, he immediately put the live broadcast on the Sakura Devil. And when he saw the player from Sakura country appearing on the live broadcast at this moment, the citizens of Washa burst out in shock. Yesterday Erha Kamita was crucified to death in public by that horrible ugly daughter of time, and after showing a horror movie to audiences all over the world. The city of Hokkaido, which was hit by the 9.0 earthquake, was immediately reduced to ruins. Many Sakura devils were killed and injured. 10 minutes later, a Sakura devil named Ito Takashi came to the game as a replacement player. When his appearance appeared in front of the citizens of Sakura country, everyone was shocked. Because this Takashi Ito turned out to be dressed in a ninja costume at this time. All Sakura nationals immediately launched an investigation on Takashi Ito. It turns out that he is neither a star who is filming nor a coser who is participating in the comic exhibition. It's the real thing, a ninja trained in the deep mountains of Sakura country. And also the last ninja who got the ninja true biography. And Takashi Ito's performance shocked all Sakura citizens. After entering the initial plane, Takashi Ito looked at the remaining 3 random rooms except the door of the marriage room that Erha Kamita had opened before. Without hesitation, Takashi Ito opened 3 random rooms vigorously and continuously. The first room was a monster room. Takashi Ito defeated it with his bare hands and used it as food. The second room is a material room containing equipment, and Takashi Ito harvested a Tadao. The third room was a trap room, but when Takashi Ito touched the mechanism, he survived tenaciously by virtue of his nimble figure and the sword in his hand. So far, yesterday's exploration is all over. The performance of Ito Takashi made all the Sakura citizens shine. This is the strong man who can represent their Sakura country in the game. The Cherry Blossom citizens were too excited to sleep last night, looking forward to the wonderful performance of this ninja today. After a night of meditation, Takashi Ito took back his homeland and returned to the original plane. Seeing that the 4 rooms have been refreshed, although there is no marriage room, the doors of the 4 rooms are all white. But Takashi Ito pushed open one of the random rooms without hesitation. Walked in with a sword in hand. Takashi Ito was lucky, and once again came across a material room and obtained an inner armor that can improve physical attributes. In the second room, a crocodile monster with strength D+ appeared. Takashi Ito used the nimble agility of the ninja again, and killed it with the sword in his hand. And after killing this crocodile monster, Takashi Ito also got a buff bonus to increase his strength. This made Takashi Ito full of confidence. And when Takashi Ito pushed open the third white door, he was stunned. There are no monsters, no traps, and no supplies in front of him. Instead, there stood a big European man who was also looking in his direction. The big man was wearing heavy armor and holding a steel knife, looking at him very vigilantly. At this time, on Mao Shangguo's live broadcast, a human equipped with a ninja also appeared. Let all the citizens of Mao Shang Kingdom be surprised. I rely on. Who is this ninja who suddenly entered? Lakimov didn't even start his exploration today, why did the door get pushed open? This ninja is holding a weapon. Rochimov, be careful. What's going on? I went to the live broadcast of Sakura country to see it. Don't watch. I just came back from the live broadcast of Sakura country. This man is Ito Takashi, a ninja from Sakura country. At this time, the Sakura citizens also discovered this, and they all said in surprise. This game can also connect the planes of different countries. It looks like this now. What Ito-san met was that Rochimov from Mao Shang country. Baga, how do you calculate this? At present, we can only wait and see what happens. The 2 of them won't do it. Ito-san is the last ninja in our Sakura country. I'm not afraid of this big guy in front of me. Rochimov's performance yesterday can be considered very good. As the first player in the world to explore all 4 doors. The strength he showed yesterday made everyone's eyes shine. And early this morning, Lakimov woke up from the quilt made of fluffy brown bear fur. I found that my wounds from yesterday were almost healed. Returned to the initial plane of the game. Also found that today's 4 rooms have been refreshed. And Rochimov was also lucky enough to find a pink wedding room. But after Rochimov experienced yesterday's exploration, he raised his vigilance in every room. He was not in a hurry to open the marriage room first. Instead, he went to a random room to explore first, and used his brute force to kill a goatman in heavy armor. Successfully obtained a piece of heavy armor, body +10, strength +3, agility -3. And just when Lakimov regrouped and was about to continue exploring another random room. But the door of this random room opened in response. Out came a short, very thin ninja. Lakimov couldn't help but ask in Maoshang's language. Who are you? Are you also a player in this national luck marriage game? And the moment Lakimov opened his mouth, the Mandarin language he spoke could be automatically converted into the Mandarin language of Sakura, which reached Takashi Ito's ears. At this time, Takashi Ito was wrapped tightly in a black ninja suit, only showing his eyes. But he could also feel the shock in his eyes. After listening to Rochimov's question, Takashi Ito narrowed his eyes slightly and responded. Yes, it seems that you are also a player selected by this game. Which country are you from? Lakimov snorted coldly. HMPH, you don't care which country I am from, but just by looking at your outfit, you can tell that you are little Sakura. Only the yellow-skinned monkeys in your country of cherry blossoms will wear such mysterious things. Takashi Ito was furious when he heard that Lakimov had insulted his country. Ah, so, you should be from Maoshang Kingdom. It's true that only people from your country can look so rude and stupid. Lakimov immediately clenched his long knife, and took a few steps closer to Takashi Ito. Fake, how dare you insult our great fighting nation? Yellow-skinned monkey, I won't allow you to leave this room today. Takashi Ito immediately held the scabbard of the taidao on his back with his backstanding hand, and snorted coldly. Idiot, who wins and who loses is not sure. It's no wonder that Rochimov breathed out the fragrance directly after seeing Takashi Ito. Maoshang country and Sakura country have been in a state of hostility for many years. The two countries have also continuously imposed various sanctions on each other over the years. Therefore, it is perfectly normal for the nationals of the two countries to dislike each other. At this time, watching the two men's swords being tense in the live broadcast, the citizens of Maoshang country and Sakura country became nervous. At the same time, a fierce scolding battle was launched directly on the World Forum. How dare this skinny monkey provoke Rochimov? Didn't Rochimov just beat him to pieces? How dare you provoke our fighting nation? That small broken island in Sakura country is so arrogant. Lakimov, just kill him with your long knife. Save face for our bear kingdom. Lakimov just harvested a piece of heavy armor today, plus yesterday's long knife. I don't believe he can't kill this stupid two-dimensional. The people of Sakura country are waster. This is a nation that should be destroyed on Blue Star. Baga, you fools, how dare you insult our great country of cherry blossoms? Call us yellow-skinned monkeys. Hee hee, deadheads, you will know what the strength of a ninja is later. Ito-san, let them see the strength of the last ninja in your Sakura country. Even if this dead-haired boy is tall and equipped, so what? He will definitely not be our Ito-san's opponent. Ito-san, come on. You. At this time, the officials of Maoshang country and Sakura country began to take action. After all, Rochimov and Takashi Ito fought. If one of them dies, their country will be devastated immediately. Because of Rochimov's performance yesterday, everything is fine in Maoshangguo. Therefore, Great Elder Pu Dejing really wanted to maintain this stable situation. At this moment, he had already summoned several officers of Maoshang Kingdom to his eyes. If this Sakura ninja kills our warrior Lakimov, we Maoshang country will suffer disaster immediately. At that time, no matter how many people there are, let's drop an atomic bomb on Sakura country. On the official side of the Sakura Kingdom, the Great Elder Kushida Mokuma also summoned several high-ranking military officials. Pu Dejing of Maoshangguo is no ordinary person, he is a militant. If Takashi Ito kills Rochimov of the Maoshang Kingdom, it will bring disaster to the Maoshang Kingdom. Then he will definitely attack us once as an excuse. Pass down the order and make all preparations for combat interception. Several senior officials nodded one after another, and answered seriously. Yes, in the game world, although Takashi Ito found that the door he just passed through did not disappear. This also means that he can actually return to the initial plane of his game. But he saw that there was an unopened marriage room in Rochimov's place. And those pieces of equipment on Rochimov. Takashi Ito, who knows his own strength, decided to use his ninjutsu and skills. Kill this country enemy. Baga, let me take you on your way. With a roar, Takashi Ito immediately pulled out his long knife and rushed towards Lakimov at a very fast speed. The battle between the two is imminent. Takashi Ito, who is thin but extremely flexible, is like a black cheetah, quickly shuttling in a small space. Lakimov, who was also enraged, stepped forward, wearing heavy armor and holding a long knife, exuding a domineering aura. Takashi Ito has sharp eyes and a heart like a mirror, sensing every clue of Rochimov's every move. With a very high reaction speed, when Rochimov's attack came, his figure suddenly sank, his left hand clenched the taidao, and the edge of the blade shone with a cold light. Takashi Ito's tornado-like figure rushed forward quickly, and appeared beside Lakimov in a blink of an eye through his dexterous figure. Like a flash of lightning, his taidao accurately slashed at the key parts of Lakimov. The blade cut through the air, making an ear-piercing whistling sound, mixed with astonishing power. With a twist of Takashi Ito's wrist, the sword flashed coldly, and a silvery white sword light flashed quickly, straight for Lakimov's throat. The ferocious attack forced Lakimov to be at a loss, and the heavy armor made a series of dull impact sounds under the blade's edge. Although Rochimov's melee strength is very strong, he faces the ninja who has been trained for many years in the Sakura Kingdom. He still gradually felt that the fierce offensive of this thin man was about to end his life. He brandished a long knife and fought back desperately, but he couldn't find the real figure of Takashi Ito. Takashi Ito tactfully avoided every attack, and counterattacked immediately when the time came. His movements are as flexible as snakes, and his attacks are getting faster and faster, with almost no gaps to take advantage of. The sweat on his forehead permeated the tension of the battle, and Takashi Ito's heart was pounding in his chest. Taking a moment of hesitation as an opportunity, Lakimov's offensive gradually slowed down. Takashi Ito did not relax his vigilance, waiting for the time to come. At the moment when Rochimov launched a violent attack again, Takashi Ito took advantage of Rochimov's weakness of slow movements, and pierced deeply into Rochimov's chest with the sword. A stream of blood spurted out, and the strong smell of iron filled the air. Lakimov looked at the dagger on his chest in disbelief, and finally lost his balance and fell to the ground. Takashi Ito snorted coldly, stepped forward and pulled out the taidao that had been inserted into Lakimov's chest, and watched Lakimov step into death in pain. The moment Lakimov died, a few lines of huge text appeared on the light screen in midair. Detected the death of a player in Maoshang Kingdom. 10 minutes later, Maoshang Kingdom will randomly generate a disaster. After the disaster is over, select players to enter the game again. Seeing the scene of Takashi Ito beheading Lakimov, all the Cherry Blossom citizens erupted. It's so handsome, as expected of Ito-san. The last ninja in our Sakura country. Ito-san did a great job. Let the world know how great our Sakura country is. It's too powerful. I just killed this big guy from Maoshang Kingdom. You guys are going to cry. This is the person who can represent our Sakura country in the game. Come on, Ito-san, the Yumo who surpasses Washa. It seems that our Sakura country is about to rise. Long live Ito-san. Seeing the impending disaster, the citizens of Maoshang Kingdom were furious at this time. That's right, this yellow-skinned monkey killed our hero Lakimov. The disaster will come in 10 minutes, everyone go back to your home and hide. Can this be avoided? Stupid. This group of bloody lackeys of Sakura. The great elder Pooh is shocked and ordered to attack them. I didn't expect the hero of our country to die at the hands of the devils in the Sakura country. I hate it. He didn't even open the marriage room. At this time, in the official meeting room of Maoshang Kingdom, the great elder Pooh was shocked and fell into incomparable anger. A fierce slap directly sent out cracks on the wooden tabletop in front of him. How dare this group of cherry blossom ghosts kill our players? Pass my order. At all costs, drop an atomic bomb to bomb a city in Sakura country. At this time, all the senior leaders of Maoshang country were completely enraged by Sakura country. Act now. Yes. On the other hand, the official of the Sakura Kingdom, the great elder Kushida Mokuma saw that Takashi Ito actually killed the players of the Maoshang Kingdom. Immediately reacted quickly. Immediately put the military in all cities across the country on emergency preparedness. The Mao Shang Kingdom may launch a military operation to attack us. 10 minutes later, the city of Mao Shang Country, Street. Peter Paul. At this moment, there was a sudden heavy snowfall in the sky of St. Petersburg. Many teddy bear citizens who have retreated to their homes are beginning to feel the gradually dropping temperature. Suddenly, an icy blue air current capable of engulfing the entire city suddenly pressed down from the sky. In just 1 second, this icy airflow with a temperature of -200 degrees immediately submerged the entire city. The entire street, Petersburg buildings, cars, streets, etc., as long as it is everything within the city territory of St. Petersburg. Everything was sealed by a thick layer of ice. Not to mention those who run in the streets and hide at home. At this moment, every citizen of St. Petersburg has turned into a huge ice sculpture. None of the 5.13 million people in the city was spared. 20 minutes later, the news of St. Petersburg's tragic situation reached the shocked ears of the first elder Pu. Pu was shocked and furious, and immediately walked to the podium that had been prepared. Looking at the electronic map displayed on the screen in front of him. After entering the launch code that only the Great Elder can know, Mao Shang Guofeng immediately dropped 3 atomic bombs on Sakura country. Fire! 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 Let these devils bury our 5 million citizens. Not long after, the person in charge of the Sakura Kingdom's military suddenly panicked and ran to the Great Elder Kushida Mokuma. Elder, it's not good. Mao Shangguo has officially launched a war against our country. According to satellite detection, Mao Shangguo directly launched 3 atomic bombs to bomb our country. Kushida Mosquito's legs suddenly went limp, and he slumped on his seat, shouting in shock. Who was shocked? Is this crazy? Just started fighting right away. Not even notifying the UN. How many can we intercept? The head of the military said worriedly. After data simulation and calculation, we can only stop 2 in the airspace. The remaining 1, it is estimated that it will directly destroy a city in our Sakura country. Kushida Moskima closed his eyes in pain, and said tremblingly to the person in charge of the military. Crazy. This Pu Daijing is really crazy. Intercept the 2 atomic bombs closest to us. The farthest, there is no way. The person in charge of the military was stunned. Yes. Chapter 31. Seeing the news that Pu was shocked and directly ordered the bombing of Sakura country with an atomic bomb. The whole world was shocked by it. After all, the national matchmaking game just started on the 2nd day, and this kind of national war happened. This is the first time that many people have seen the scene in their lifetime. After Sakura country used all its strength to successfully intercept the atomic bombs that were about to fall on Dongjing and most of the 2 cities at high altitude, he could only watch helplessly as the 3rd atomic bomb fell in the very center of Guangdao City. The entire Guangdao City, as well as the cherry blossom citizens living here, instantly turned into ashes. Coincidentally, Guangdao City attacked Eagle Sauce's Pearl Harbor many years ago because of Sakura country's own suicide. He was directly taught how to be a man by dropping 2 atomic bombs on Yingzhong. Hiramiki City was rebuilt with great difficulty in Sakura country over the past few decades. Once again, it was turned into fly ash under the atomic bomb of Mao Shangguo. When this happened, the citizens of Sakura country were furious. What's the meaning of Mao Shangguo's general panic? He even directly used atomic bombs to attack us. Baga, didn't he just kill one of your players in the game? Oh my god. Fortunately, I live in Dongjing City. Otherwise, I would be gone. Mao Shangguo, our hatred is irreconcilable. Where's our great elder? Don't we fight back? Let us take Mao Shang Kingdom in 2 months. And the citizens of Mao Shang Kingdom seem to have not fully vented their anger. Okay, good fight. Long live the great elder Pu Daijing. Why were most of the atomic bombs bombed in Dongjing stopped? Well blown up. Let these devils be buried for the citizens of St. Petersburg. Who is shocked and mighty? Just do what you say. This is the strength of our Mao Shang Kingdom. Now that Yingzhong doesn't have all the nuclear weapons, apart from Huasha, our Mao Shang country is the strongest. Even the Chinese citizens who have always liked to watch the excitement were shocked at this moment. You have to be shocked. If you say you're going to do it, just do it. Okay, This atomic bomb was dropped well. I can't wait to sink the entire soccer island. Upstairs, I agree. The cherry blossom country is the scum of this world, the most disgusting nation, and getting rid of them all is the choice that is beneficial to the development of mankind. Why didn't Pu Dejing just drop a few more atomic bombs and wipe out the entire cherry blossom country? You are stupid. If this happens, how much national power will the Maoshang country lose? If the Sakura country counterattacks wildly, can the Maoshang country handle it? That's right, they are still at war with Ukrainian. Look, Yu Shen's live broadcast has resumed. In the game world, Yumo doesn't know that such a big thing has happened outside. After eating and drinking with Xiao Wu and Feng Ju. In the castle, 3 people played a game of peek-a-boo. After playing, Xiao Wu and Feng Ju were sweating profusely, calling for help. And at the end of the game, suddenly came a prompt from the game system. Congratulations, player, you successfully made your wife Xiao Wu pregnant. You have obtained a personal reward. The power of the Soul Beast S is upgraded to the power of the Soul Beast S+. The player's life expectancy is increased by +20, and the body, strength, agility, wisdom, and charm are increased by +10. Skill increase. Teleportations. Washa National Reward. Star Gift S is upgraded to Star Blessing S+. Within the scope of the country, all citizens have an extra lifespan +3, strength +3, and wisdom +3. The meat quality of all edible animals is deified. Eating can immediately improve the national physical attributes. This national games rewards all Chinese nationals, but those who have no sense of belonging to China, hate China, and intend to betray China cannot enjoy it. Yumo, who was a little dazed at first, suddenly perked up. Xiao Wu is pregnant. A new round of game rewards is coming again. Yumo immediately checked his attribute data. Player. Yumo. Personal rewards. Soul Beast Power S+, Qingqiu Magic Power S. National Fortune Rewards. Star Blessing S+, Qingqiu Blessing S. Attributes. Body 61 to 71, Strength 81 to 91, Sensitivity 69 to 79, Wisdom 51 to 61, Charm 51 to 61. Skill. Explosive Killing 8-stage Fall S causes high damage to a single target, has a beheading effect. Invincible Golden Body S become invincible within 2 seconds, immune to all enemy attacks. Mind Control S let the target enter a stun state that cannot move. The higher your intelligence attribute, the longer the control time. Fire of the Fox S deals magic damage to the target, has a burning effect. Teleportation S teleportation within a range of 50 meters, with cooling time. Equipment. Pegasus Meteor Fist Gloves Epic Rank Equipment Carrying Skill, causes multiple critical strike damage to a single target, cooldown time 60s. Not to mention how many years of life I have added. It's just my current data. It is enough to challenge any monster whose strength is below A. It's only the next day, and I already have such strength after hanging around all the way. It also brought such a high-quality national games reward to Washa. Every Chinese citizen watching his live broadcast now should give him a thumbs up. Yumo was overjoyed, and quickly hugged Xiao Wu, who was a little weak. Xiao Wu, you are pregnant. Xiao Wu, who had almost passed out, immediately sat up. Ha, is this Tianqi Shenshui so powerful? So, brother, I'm pregnant with your baby. Yumo nodded excitedly and said, yes, these days you can raise your baby with peace of mind. Give birth to a healthy baby. Don't do anything else. Feng Ju on the side also sat up with her mouth pouted at this time. What, why can't Miss Wu get pregnant with me? This Tianqi divine water is useless to me. Yumo smiled and said to Feng Ju. Don't worry, everyone's physique is different. Maybe you'll be pregnant tomorrow too. Xiao Wu pinched Feng Ju's furry fox tail and said with a smile. Hey, Feng Ju, your child will only be the second child by then. I will let my child bully him every day. Feng Ju couldn't help being teased by Xiao Wu and said. You dare. After finishing speaking, the 2 graceful and charming women began to fight on the bed. Seeing Yumo dizzy for a while, he hurried out of his home and came to the initial plane. At the same time, the whole country of Washa was boiling. Countless Chinese citizens are cheering for Xiao Wu's pregnancy and the improvement of the national sports rewards. Yu Shenyu. It just made Xiao Wu pregnant the next day. Worthy of being our god. Let me live another 3 years. My strength has become so strong now. I can easily lift a pig. My brain is now brighter than ever before, and I want to take the entrance examination of Tsinghua University. This national luck reward is too great. It means that we eat chicken, duck and geese, and we can improve our attributes by eating it. Wow, 3 meals a day, each meal must be meat. After eating like this for a few years, all of us Chinese will become supermen. Seeing Washa's national fortune rewards upgraded again, countries that are hostile to Washa are jealous. Fake. As long as you eat meat, you can improve your attributes. This Washa's national luck reward is too scary. It seems that China is going to rule the world. I heard that their medical team has started to develop various plants to make medicinal materials. Ziba, let me say that Washa is the giant dragon of the East. It has already taken off, but now it is directly rushing out of the sky. Isn't this Washa kid really cheating? How could he be so lucky? Every time I watch Washa's live broadcast, I hate myself for not being from Washa. Fortunately, those who are just independent and those who are independent or even worse. They can't enjoy any national luck rewards at all. Who made them traitors to China? Just when all the citizens are discussing intensely. Under the orders of the Great Elder, Washa officials immediately issued a policy. It is strictly forbidden to increase the price of meat in various markets and must be maintained at a normal level. Although Yumo brought this great national fortune to Washa. But there will definitely be some unscrupulous merchants who will take the opportunity to drive up the price of meat in order to make a lot of money. The Great Elder acted resolutely, and in just a few minutes, the relevant departments issued this policy. Let the people of all China continue to eat meat normally, but in the process of eating meat, it can improve your physical attributes. The Great Elder believed with full expectation that it would not be long. In addition to the Chinese army, even the common people of China, everyone is disease-free, healthy, with outstanding physique and even powerful descendants of Yan and Huang. And in the game world, Yumo, who returned to the initial plane, looked at the 4 white doors refreshed in front of him. Decided to continue exploring. Take supplies if you have supplies, kill monsters if you have monsters, and hide from traps if you have traps. Continue brushing after brushing the 4 doors. After swiping out of the marriage room, the ceremony will continue. Yumo's dimensional template system brings hints to Yumo again. Supplies room, behind the door is a skill book. Monster room, behind the door is a rock troll. There is a chance to explode rewards. Its strength is B. It cannot be used as food, it can be defeated with your current strength, but the rock troll is immune to physical damage. Please pay attention. Trap room, behind the door is a venom swamp. You will die after entering. You can choose to give up exploring. Connecting rooms, connecting players from other countries. Yumo was stunned when he saw the prompt brought by the system. I can understand the other 3 rooms. What the hell is this connecting room? Connecting with players from other countries. Does it mean that players from other countries will come out of this door? Yumo waited for a few minutes and found that there was no abnormality in this connecting room. He decided not to waste time, and explored first. In the trap room, Yumo directly chose to give up exploring. In the material room, Yumo has issued a skill book for heavy punching D+. The so-called skills do not overwhelm one's body. Yumo also chose to comprehend them. And came to the 3rd monster room. Yumo came to a sandstone cave as soon as he opened the door. There are boulders scattered in the cave. When the door of the room was closed, these boulders burst out with powerful magic power. And the magic power emitted by each boulder will attract each other. In an instant, these boulders were formed into a huge giant with a height of 4 meters. The data is also presented by the game. Monster. Rock Troll. Name. Dragon Servant Ali. Strength. B. Seeing the rock troll's name, Yumo frowned slightly. It's nothing strange to call Ali. But its name actually has a prefix of dragon servant. Could it be that this rock troll has something to do with dragons? When seeing such a huge monster appear, the people of Washa no longer have the previous worries. On the contrary, it seems to be a bit unsatisfactory. Tisk, the strength of such a big monster is B. A monster with B+ strength can easily be defeated by God, let alone a monster with this strength. It's boring. Yu Shen will definitely be able to do it in seconds. Hey, look, This monster has a name, it's called Dragon Servant Alley. It seems that this monster should be able to drop treasures. Generally, monsters with names are not easy. Yumo did not disappoint the Chinese people either. When the rock troll let out a deafening roar and charged towards Yumo. Yumo, who had known for a long time that it was immune to physical damage, immediately activated the magic power in his body. A pink energy ray is emitted from both eyes. Hit the rock troll in the face. Skill, mind control. The rock troll who was hit by the fan's light immediately trembled. Unexpectedly, he stopped at the same place and could not move. Now Yumo's intelligence attribute has reached 61 points. The mind control used directly suppressed the rock troll, completely unable to make any movements. Yumo then spread his palms, and two groups of fiery red flames ignited violently in the center of Yumo's palms and began to expand continuously. Skill, Fire of the Fox. Yumo suddenly blasted out the red flame in his hand, and a crimson pillar of fire blasted towards the rock troll. The powerful force instantly smashed the entire body of the rock troll into pieces. The fragmented body was still being burned violently by the scorching flames. With just one move, the rock troll was instantly killed by Yumo. Ding! The host kills the monster and gets the source point plus 100. And just after the rock troll died, a boxy treasure map emerged from its corpse. Seeing that Yumo instantly killed the rock troll, all the Chinese people were very excited. Instacle. Yu Shen can now directly instacle monsters with B strength. Yu Shen is too strong. The combination of the two skills is simply unsolvable. Has Yu Shen mastered spell skills now? So handsome. So now Yu Shen is capable of melee combat and long-distance combat, and the existence of warrior and mage is one. It's too fierce. Even if Yu Shen meets players from other countries, don't panic at all. HMPH, whoever dares to provoke us to the gods will be seeking their own death. And those foreign devils who watched the pictures in the Washa live broadcast room also felt the horror of Yumo at this moment. Shiete, this Washa kid is too fierce, right? Now, kill B.S monster directly. Gift Crab, this fire skill can kill such a big monster in seconds. Terrible. Baga, even Arito-san, it's a dead end when you meet this Yumo. Yi Yishi, the Chinese players have improved their strength too fast. Hu Yidian is still playing hamsters with spicy cabbage. He hit the street, why is he getting more and more powerful? I love my motherland, do you feel the motherland? In the game world, after Yumo killed the rock troll named Dragon Servant Alley. Immediately stepped forward to check the items that exploded. This is an item similar to a treasure map, wait until Yumo touches it. Its role also immediately emerges. Name, Dragon Hunting Map. Type, Treasure Map. Quality, A+. Function, after using it, the player can be guided to find the monster room inhabited by the boss Dark Spirit Demon Dragon Frieza. Requirement, it can be used only after sacrificing a player's life. Yumo was startled, this was the first time he got a treasure map. And the function of this dragon hunting picture also made his eyes shine. If you use this dragon hunting map, then you can find the boss Dark Spirit Demon Dragon. After defeating it, you will definitely get powerful equipment or high-quality rewards. You can also get a lot of source points. What Yumo looked forward to even more was whether it would be possible to get from this Dark Spirit Dragon. Get the key item to activate the Dragon Training Altar, where is the Dragon Scale? If this is the case, I will be making money. But the prerequisite for opening this treasure map is to sacrifice a player's life. What does it mean? Sacrifice your own life? That cliff is impossible. And his wife is not a player, even if he is, it is impossible for him to sacrifice them. At this time, Yumo suddenly remembered. I have now explored 3 rooms. There is one remaining, connecting room. At this time, the Chinese citizens who saw Yumo got this dragon hunting map were even more shocked. No wonder this stone man is called Dragon Servant Alley. It turns out that it is the servant of the Dark Spirit Demon Dragon. Find the monster room inhabited by the boss Dark Spirit Dragon Frieza. So Yushin has a chance to challenge the dragon. But I don't know how strong this boss is. Will Yu Shen be its opponent? Brother, haven't you seen Yu Shen's current strength? How strong? Even if he really can't beat him, Yu Shen has 2 wives. It can only be used by sacrificing the life of a player. Hey, You said, if Yu Shen meets players from other countries. Ha 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 ha, you and I think together. It's better to be the ninja who met Sakura. Or the spicy cabbage in Banksy country. But every joy brings sorrow. See the attribute description of this dragon hunting map. All the nationals who are hostile to China panicked. Gift crab. Sacrifice a player to use it. Fake, isn't that if this Yumo meets any player from another country, that person will definitely die. This Yumo will definitely try his best to use this treasure map, because there is a dragon training altar that needs to be activated in his castle. Baga. No player is a match for this Yumo right now. Now this Yumo is like a demon. Anyone who meets him will be unlucky. Yumo finished his exploration of the monster room and came out with dragon hunting picture. Looking at the still untouched connecting room, Yumo smiled slightly and walked in. At this time, in the live broadcast of Burmese Electronics, the citizens looked nervously at the live broadcast in front of them. Yesterday they were selected to participate in the matchmaking game of the national games. The person named Bo Gang. Bo Gang is 30 years old this year. Although he looks ugly, he is full of tendons. There are several scars on his face, and his ugly facial features reveal a fierce hostility all the time. Before he was selected to participate in the national match game, he was in an industrial park in northern Myanmar. Tortured those Chinese nationals who wanted to escape from the park. Yes, Bo Gang's occupation is the gold medal thug in the fraud group in the northern part of Myanmar Telecom. Those Chinese nationals who were deceived by high salaries to the northern part of Burma because of online recruitment were deducted by them. Using electric prods, knives, and even guns, they were forced to cheat money from their families. After defrauding the family, he began to defraud strangers through the internet and telephone. If anyone is disobedient, they will be soaked in water, jailed, or even killed with a knife. Even these Chinese nationals who were deceived to the north of Burma have already helped them defraud many families into pieces, allowing them to make a lot of money. But they will only squeeze the value of these Chinese people even more frantically. In the end, they turned into a dead body in a foreign land. And anything that could be called unconscionable, Bo Gang has done. At this moment, he is holding 2 daggers, fighting with AD plus hyena in front of him. Bo Gang's hand had already been bitten by hyenas with several blood marks, but Bo Gang ignored the pain. Frantically brandishing the dagger he got from the supply room yesterday, he frantically stabbed at the hyena's waist. Finally, after some fighting, Bo Gang successfully killed the hyena. Panting, he carried the hyena's body and walked out the door. The citizens of Myanmar Electric finally breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, Bo Gang defeated this hyena, which scared me to death. Bo Gang is so strong, it shouldn't be a problem to hit a hyena. It's just speechless. It's been 2 days, and Bo Gang hasn't refreshed the marriage room. How dark is his face? Do you think we are the European emperor from Washa next door? How many times has Washa received the National Games Award? Hey, we in Myanmar can't compare to Washa in reality, and we can't compare to Washa in the game either. Suddenly, several messages appeared in Myanmar Telecom's forums and discussion groups. Bo Gang, don't go out. Bo Gang, danger. Shiete, Bo Gang can't receive our news. It's over, it's over, it's over. Bo Gang carried the hyena's body and just returned to the original plane. He originally wanted to summon his original homeland and take care of his wounds. Then eat a big dog meal to reward yourself for your hard work. But he didn't expect that as soon as he returned to the initial plane, he saw a handsome man with a burly figure and extraordinary temperament standing in front of him. His aura is like a god coming down to earth, making people dare not approach him. That exquisite and flawless face exudes a stunning and shocking charm. Bo Gang rubbed his eyes in disbelief, and found that this male god really existed. Immediately put down the hyena on his shoulders, exuded his hostility, and asked fiercely, "Who are you?" Sure enough, at this time, the live broadcast screens watched by the Washa nationals and the Myanmar nationals. Players from each other appeared. Yumo, who pushed away the connecting room, ran into Bo Gang who had just returned from hunting hyenas. Yumo's eyes narrowed slightly, and in front of him was this ugly man with a fierce face and endless violence. No good person can die just by looking at it. And the next second, the man's information appeared in front of Yumo's eyes. Player, Bo Gang. Country. Myanmar Telecom. Personal rewards. None. National rewards. None. Attributes. Body 8, Strength 13, Sensitivity 8, Wisdom 3, Charm 1. Skill. None. Equipment. Novice Dagger, Strength +3, Sensitivity +2. Attitude. Hostility. In the past, the thugs of the fraud gang in the northern part of Burmese electronics killed and persecuted countless Chinese citizens, and it is not an exaggeration to let him die 10,000 times. Yumo frowned. His guess was indeed correct. This kind of ugly, yellow man exuding hostility is exactly the people from Yunnan, Laoyao, and Myanmar Dian. You can see the prompt given by the system. Yumo was suddenly furious. Many Chinese nationals were deceived by fraudulent gangs in the northern part of Burma, their families were ruined, and their wives and children were separated. It can be said that this kind of scum in the north of Burma can hardly solve the hatred of the Chinese people even if it is chopped into meat. And Bo Gang, who saw Yumo, also guessed that there is a high probability that Yumo is from Washa. Although he didn't want to admit this fact. But only Chinese people have this kind of aura and appearance like a god descending from the earth. However, countless Chinese people died at the hands of Bo Gang. So much so that now when he saw the Chinese people, he felt aloof. A Chinese man with such a strong figure like Yumo is no match for himself, who has practiced Sanda all the year round. Those who tried to escape were all cut off by him, and their internal organs were damaged. And Bo Gang noticed the glove on Yumo's hand that was inlaid with precious stones and made of countless gold threads. It also completely activated his human instinct of greed for money. As the first batch of players to enter the matchmaking game of the national games, Bo Gang has never seen the game screens of players from other countries. It never occurred to me that this was only the second day of the game. The Chinese man in front of him can have an epic weapon. In his eyes, this may be a toy brought in by a rich second generation of China. Bo Gang immediately showed his aura of a gold medalist, clenched his dagger, and gradually walked towards Yumo. Boy, although I don't know why you can come here. But since you're here, if you don't leave anything behind, I don't think you can leave. Yumo, who was originally very angry about Bo Gang's identity, dared to challenge him when he saw Bo Gang. Immediately burst out laughing. What do you want? Bo Gang pointed at the Pegasus meteor glove in Yumo's hand with his dagger. Take off your gloves, hurry up. Yumo still had a sneering expression, looking at Bo Gang, who was like a clown at the moment. What if I don't take it off? What can you do? Bo Gang laughed loudly. Ha 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 ha. If I'm right, you are from Washa, right? Yumo nodded. Yes, I am from Washa. Bo Gang sharpened his dagger triumphantly. I have seen too many Chinese people like you. In the first few days before being tricked by us every time, I always look aloof and would rather die than surrender. It's true that after we cut off a few of their fingers, they are obediently cheating money for us. I advise you to listen to me carefully, otherwise, you will end up in the same fate as those Washa people. It is the Washa people who I killed the most. Hearing Bo Gang's words, Yumo couldn't bear it anymore. I saw Yumo standing up abruptly, his sharp eyes fixed on Bo Gang. Then today, I will let you go to the underworld to make amends to my Chinese compatriots. Seeing this scene, the citizens of Washa were completely enraged. What the hell? So this person is the scam gang in northern Myanmar. Woo, my cousin was tricked by them, and now there is no news, probably already. This man is the executioner of those fraudulent gangs. You God, kill him. Those scumbags from Burmese Electric. They are all killed. He is so proud when he talks about these things, is he still human? You God, take revenge for those Chinese compatriots who died. On the other side, the Burmese nationals, they know Yumo's terrifying power. After seeing Bo Gang proudly showing off his criminal deeds, he even started to provoke Yumo. All Myanmar citizens are in despair at the moment. It's over, Bo Gang is an idiot. How dare you provoke that Washa player? Yumo is really angry, we are going to die. Oh my God, this is the fault of those scum in the north. Don't care about our business. In front of Washa, our Burmese TV is a clown, how dare we provoke it? Hurry up and hide at home, maybe there is still a chance. Die. In the game world, Bo Gang stared fiercely at the Chinese man in front of him. He looked at Yumo, who looked serious but didn't move. Immediately, Bo Gang rushed forward and stabbed Yumo's waist fiercely. Kang. With a crisp sound, Bo Gang's dagger stabbed Yumo's waist accurately. But what Ling Bo didn't expect was that a layer of bright golden coating suddenly appeared on Yumo in front of him at this moment. And his sharp dagger didn't hurt a single hair of Yumo. Instead, after touching this layer of golden coating, it was directly shaken to pieces. Bo Gang was taken aback. Is this Washa human? Yumo, who had finished releasing the invincible golden body, suddenly stretched out his hands. Like two iron claws, they tightly grasped Bo Gang's arm joints. The force attribute as high as 91 points suddenly exploded at this moment. Yumo immediately crushed Bo Gang's arm joints. Ah! The severe pain caused Bo Gang to scream, and he collapsed to the ground powerlessly. Yumo silently stepped forward and stepped on Bo Gang's legs again. Immediately, Bo Gang's two legs were trampled into meat paste. Ah! Bo Gang screamed again in pain and almost lost consciousness. Yumo grabbed Bo Gang's hair and directly lifted up Bo Gang's entire body. Yumo said the last sentence to Bo Gang. Remember one sentence. Those who offend China will be punished even if they are far away. After finishing speaking, Yumo took out the dragon hunting map from the storage space and spread out the entire treasure map. Then with a wave of his big arm, he directly pressed Bo Gang's head on the surface of the dragon hunting picture. Bo Gang's head exploded in an instant, and the picture of dragon hunting picture burst out with a dragon's roar and bursts of brilliance. Immediately absorbed all of Bo Gang's body and soul. Dragon hunting map, the activation is complete. Detection of the death of a player from Myanmar Electronics. 10 minutes later, a disaster will be randomly generated in Myanmar Electronic Kingdom. After the disaster is over, players will be selected to enter the game again. When I saw Yumo directly interrupting the hands and feet of Bo Gang, a Burmese telegraph fraudster, and executed him directly. All Chinese citizens immediately cheered. Yu Shen is so handsome. As expected of our Washa Shengguang. Exciting. It's so enjoyable. Yu Shen directly helped all of our Chinese citizens to let out a sigh of relief. Good job. Let the blood of this kind of scammer pay homage to those citizens who died in foreign countries. It's so relieving. I love you so much, Yushin. This sentence, anyone who offends China will be punished even if he is far away, is so handsome. God praises the prestige of our country. Listen up, those scammers in the northern part of Burma Telecom, one day, you will all be completely eradicated by our Washa. 10 minutes later, 4 cities in northern Burma. The air above the 4 cities of Yangon City, Boshan City, Nebidu City, and Mandalay City. Countless white lights fell instantly, rushing straight to the ground of each city. When the white light faded, hideous ghosts and resentful spirits holding sickles appeared in the streets and alleys of the 4 cities in an instant. Countless ghosts and resentful spirits let out deep roars, and began to wave their sickles wantonly in the streets and alleys. Countless Burmese citizens were killed on the spot. All corners of the city suddenly flowed into rivers of blood, which was extremely terrifying. At this time, countless ghosts and resentful spirits surrounded the various fraud parks in the 4 cities. There were roars and cries all over the sky. All the ghosts and resentful spirits rushed to the inside of the deception park. Many scammers in northern Myanmar saw this terrifying army of ghosts. They were so frightened that they quickly took out their firearms and fired to resist. But let the firearm in his hand run out of bullets. None of these ghosts and resentful spirits can be hurt. After the army of ghosts and resentful spirits rushed into the various fraud parks, they were all swindlers with their hands. Every scammer was hacked into pieces without exception. Some scam gang leaders saw the approaching army of ghosts and spirits coming. He even wanted to escape directly by helicopter. But the helicopter's propellers hadn't started turning yet. An army of hundreds of ghosts and resentful spirits floated up and surrounded the helicopter on the top floor of the building. The leader who wanted to escape saw the army of ghosts and wraiths with hideous faces and sickles in their hands. All of them were so frightened that they peed their pants, and then chopped down with hundreds of scythes crazily. Boss and helicopter all reduced to hundreds of pieces. In the park, watching the scene of ghosts and resentful spirits slaughtering frantically. The Washa citizens who were kidnapped hugged their heads in fear, and sat on the ground trembling. But after sitting for a long time, they found that the ghosts and resentful spirits in the entire park had disappeared. They didn't suffer any harm either. They bravely walked out of the damp dormitory for 20 people. Frightened, he stretched out his head to check the situation outside the corridor. Although the scene in front of them made them feel a little physically uncomfortable, they felt extremely comfortable inside. All the telegraph scammers, those who beat them, those who shocked them, those who let them defraud their loved ones. All were chopped into pieces by ghosts and resentful spirits. The Chinese citizens suddenly turned from surprise to joy, and cheered loudly. Compatriots, these Burmese electric dogs are dead. We are saved. Oh my God, I thought we would die at the hands of these ghosts and resentful spirits too. Only the Myanmar people died, and those who helped the Myanmar people kill us. Great. Thank God. Thank God. Compatriots, get out and contact the embassy. Let's go home. At this time, in the Washaw official, the person in charge of the military came to the Great Elder to report. Great Elder, according to reliable sources, after Yumo killed the Burma player, 4 cities in northern Burma were attacked by ghosts. All Burmese citizens died under the scythe of ghosts, but satellites have discovered that there are still a few survivors. After confirming their identities, those survivors are all Chinese nationals who were kidnapped by us. According to speculation, those who were killed by these ghosts were the people from northern Burma who did all kinds of evil. The Great Elder nodded in satisfaction. It's good that those citizens are fine. Contact the embassy, and our military, and take them home. The head of the military nodded and continued to ask. So, do we need to take any defensive measures? After all, after the players from Sakura country killed the players from Maoshong country, they were shocked when 3 atomic bombs hit them. The Great Elder snorted coldly with disdain. Just relying on Burmese electricity. That insignificant place, how dare they take any action? Even if we attack them directly now, they can only obediently give us the land. It's just that we have always been a state of etiquette. If people don't offend me, I won't offend others. If they dare to make any moves, we will immediately carry out a devastating blow. At this time, Yumo in the game world returned to the initial plane with the activated dragon hunting map. Yumo finished 4-room exploration. Also repainted 4 rooms. Yumo took a glance, and the 4 rooms were still all white random rooms. And when Yumo returned to the original plane, the effect of looking for the dragon began to activate. A string of text appeared in front of Yumo's eyes. Guidance starts. The dragon hunting map will give the player a prompt. The player needs to enter the room of the corresponding prompt to explore. After exploring the room, 4 doors will appear again, and so on, until the player finds the monster room where the boss Dark Spirit Dragon Frieza lives. Sure enough, a black mark in the shape of a dragon's head immediately appeared on the white door behind Yumo. It seems to be instructing Yumo to explore this room. Yumo raised his head and looked at the prompt of this random room. Resource room, behind the door is a home supplies card. And Yumo looked at the other 3 rooms without the black dragon mark. Monster room, behind the door is a mongoose killer, its strength is C, it cannot be used as food, you can easily kill it. Trap room, a cave trap, with iron spikes at the bottom of the cave, and a pile of weeds piled up at the trap mouth, very concealed. Empty room, nothing in it. There is really no need to explore these 3 rooms. Yumo immediately pushed open the resource room with the black dragon mark behind him and walked in. After all, you can't have too much of a home supply card. After Yumo pushed away the random room with the imprint of the black dragon, immediately saw the treasure chest containing the home supplies card. For the Washaw people, there is no longer any worry that Yumo will issue any unfavorable items. After all, Yumo's European Emperor physique has already shattered their 3 views time and time again. Yumo stretched out his hand to touch the treasure chest. The treasure chest opened immediately, and a home supplies card immediately appeared. Name, Weather Shield. Type, Home Material Card. Quality, B. Function, it can keep any corner of the player's home at a suitable temperature, and it will be automatically blocked in the future when there are various severe weather such as blizzards, storms, and heavy rains. Requirement, the grade of the main building home is above C+. Seeing this home supplies card, Yumo was slightly surprised. So, in the future, in the game, the player's home will be affected by all kinds of bad weather. If, as described in this card, a terrible snowstorm suddenly came. Let's not talk about whether the heat supply of my dragon castle can withstand it. However, those high-grade Wagyu cattle on the farm outside will definitely be frozen to death, and the Tianchi well, which is the water source, may also be directly frozen. Once the food and water are cut off, they only rely on the one-person food and water source distributed by the game every day. That is absolutely not enough. Now that Xiao Wu is pregnant, Feng Zhu is especially good at eating. This situation must not happen. This weather shield is undoubtedly a very important home supplies. It seems that his European spirit is really quite good. After Yumo finished exploring this material room, 4 new rooms were refreshed immediately. It was still a random room with 4 white doors. After Yumo glanced at it, he was not in a hurry to continue exploring. Instead, he returned to his original home and used the weather shield. No one can tell in this game, what if bad weather suddenly hits your home during your exploration. It's okay to hurt your wives. At this time, Xiao Wu and Feng Zhu, who were walking on the farm, saw Yumo come back. Both of them ran towards Yumo excitedly. Brother, you are back. Husband, how is the situation today? Yumo quickly smiled and said. Xiao Wu, slow down, you are pregnant with a child. Feng Zhu, don't run as fast as her. Xiao Wu stuck out her tongue at Yumo. Slightly, don't worry, our baby is very healthy. Feng Zhu sensed the temperature change in the home, and immediately asked. Husband, why does the temperature suddenly become so comfortable? I still felt a little cold when I was walking on the farm just now, but I feel much better now. Yumo squeezed Feng Zhu's cheek. Hee, every day from now on, our home will be at such a comfortable temperature. Don't be afraid of rainstorms and snowstorms. After hearing this, Xiao Wu said excitedly. Really, then I'm relieved. Brother, Feng Zhu and I just looked at these Wagyu cows, and some cows are pregnant with babies like me. Feng Zhu burst out laughing. Xiao Wu, why do you compare yourself to a cow? Xiao Wu suddenly frowned. You are the cow, oh no, you are a female fox. Watching the two start bickering, Yumo immediately smoothed things over and said. Okay, stop bickering here. I'm hungry, let's eat. After eating, I will continue to explore. Unexpectedly, the two who were still bickering heard that Yumo still had the idea of continuing to explore. They stood on the same front again and said. Going out again? No way. No, it's getting dark, how dangerous. Yumo was stunned for a moment, seeing that he couldn't beat the two little ancestors. He had no choice but to return home obediently, eating the Wagyu beef grilled by Feng Zhu, and drinking the divine water from Tianchi brought by Xiao Wu. After eating and drinking enough, Xiao Wu took the lead to go back to one of the rooms to rest. Let Yumo and Feng Zhu study about the holding of the ceremony, and strive to create a little fox. I saw Yumo's live broadcast room went dark again. All Chinese nationals complained one after another. It's coming again. How many times does God you come here a day? Come on, it's already night, can't you let God have a good rest? Upstairs +1. Now Yu Shen's strength is like a god to players from other countries, even if Yu Shen is bad for 2 days, I feel okay. Yu God has made so many contributions to our Washa in the past 2 days, can't you enjoy it? Hurry up and watch the live broadcast of Banxi Kingdom. He also met players from other countries. Chinese nationals came to the live broadcast of Banxi Kingdom one after another. In the picture, Pu Yidian, whose lower body is still in pain, hides behind his wife Spicy Cabbage. He stared in horror at the muscular man who suddenly appeared. After yesterday's ceremony with Spicy Cabbage, Pu Yidian's lower body was so painful that he almost lost consciousness. And the Spicy Cabbage, who was dissatisfied with his desire, cruelly made up a few more rounds. Pu Yi, who must be unloaded every second, completely lost the ability to move. It wasn't until this evening that Pu Yidian, who was covered in pungent sauce, barely regained his ability to move. Today, Pu Yidian also refreshed 4 random rooms. But he was still seriously injured, so he could only ask his wife Spicy Cabbage to explore with him. The first random room is a material room. Pu Yidian got a weapon, an alloy mallet, strength +3, sensitivity +1. When Piao picked up the alloy mallet excitedly, the Spicy Cabbage beside him complained. Oh, if only your Ziba was the same as the whole mallet. Pu Yidian was immediately furious, but he didn't show it. I could only silently bring Spicy Cabbage to the second room. The second random room is an edible lamb. Pu Yidian was suddenly excited and asked the spicy cabbage to block the little lamb's course of action. As soon as he sprayed the sauce, the little lamb was stunned by the stench. In the past 2 days, Pu Yidian was almost squeezed dry by the spicy cabbage. That little food was not enough to fill him up. After getting this little lamb, Pu was indescribably excited. And just when Pu Yidian was very excited to carry the little lamb back to the initial plane. But he found that in his initial plane, a man with a very strong figure suddenly appeared. Although this man is very strong, Park can clearly see it. He wore heavy makeup, lipstick and eyeliner. Realizing that something was wrong, Pu Yidian immediately hid behind his wife Spicy Cabbage. When Pu Yidian and Spicy Cabbage walked back to the room, although the pungent smell of Spicy Cabbage and Pu Yidian made him cover his nose. But on Pu Yidian's face, his eyes immediately radiated light. The man said immediately, "Sawadika, oh, what a handsome little brother. This piece of spicy cabbage is." Hearing this coquettish man speak with his throat closed, he even said a word of Sawadika. Pu Yidian immediately understood that this man was from the country of Tao. Because only a man from the Tao country dares to be so obvious about being a pussy. Spicy Cabbage was dripping with pungent sauce at this moment, and it floated forward a step and said, "I'm his wife, what's wrong?" The coquettish man burst out laughing at this moment. "Ha ha ha ha, handsome guy, why did you find such a disgusting thing as your wife? Doesn't the pungent sauce smell make you panic?" Pu Yidian was stunned for a moment. Isn't this man afraid of death? How dare you directly insult Spicy Cabbage? Even though he really thought so in his heart, he was forced by the strength of Spicy Cabbage. Pu Yidian could only say hypocritically, "How could I dislike my wife? Say, how did you get here?" The coquettish man showed a very charming smile. "Oh hey, I don't know why I came here. As soon as they opened the door, they saw you walking in carrying a little lamb. Handsome guy, how wronged are you to be with this Spicy Cabbage, it's useless to blind your face." Pu Yidian was very shocked at this moment, because he knew that he was holding a ceremony with Spicy Cabbage. His charm attribute has been reduced by several points. The current self is no longer as handsome as yesterday. But the man in front of him kept saying that he was good-looking. Pu Yidian suddenly felt nauseous. At this time, all the citizens who watched the live broadcast of Banksy Kingdom fell into heated discussions. Is this disgusting dead a player from Tao Kingdom? The muscles are so motherly, disgusting to death. I just ran to watch the live broadcast of the Tao country, and this fool is a player from the Tao country, named Gripa. This Gripa is a complete fellow. He refreshed a marriage room early today, but he never went in. Ah, isn't Pu a bit dangerous? This Gripa seems to be very interesting to him. No way, can you still play like this? Players make players. At this time, the citizens of the Tao country all fell silent in shame. They never dreamed of it. The player whose country was selected to participate in the matchmaking game of the national games turned out to be the same player. But this is exactly the customs of their Tao country. Even if Gripa dies in the game one day, the man who fills the place randomly is likely to be a same gender or a sissy. Seeing this situation, the Chinese citizens who came to watch burst out laughing. Ha 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 ha, I didn't expect Banksy to meet a muscle, what a scene. Yesterday I was forced to hold a ceremony by Spicy Cabbage, today I won't be forced to hold a ceremony by this same muscle. Oh my god, this disgusting scene makes me want to throw up. Banksy's luck is really high, almost catching up with Yushin's luck, ha 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 ha. But how dare this Gripa be so aggressive? Just scold this awesome Spicy Cabbage wife. In the game world, Cabbage watched Gripa insult her appearance. Immediately scolded furiously, "You son of a fool, how dare you say I'm ugly and disgusting? I want your life." The Spicy Cabbage immediately rushed towards Gripa, and the blackened cabbage leaves were thrown suddenly. Throw all the spicy sauce on Gripa. That's exactly what kimchi venom does, kimchi venom. At this time, all the sauce thrown out by the Spicy Cabbage turned into venom exuding turbid mist. If it touches a human being, the human being will be corroded and burned immediately until death. When Pu Yidian saw the Spicy Cabbage was shot for the first time, he was shocked. Fortunately, I obeyed it yesterday, otherwise I would definitely not be its opponent. Unexpectedly, Gripa raised his hands quickly at this time. accompanied by a flame soaring into the sky. A scorching fireball suddenly shot out from between Gripa's hands. The powerful high temperature immediately evaporated all the venom from the spicy cabbage. When successfully resisting the skill of spicy cabbage, the scorching fireball still went away under heavy pressure. Bombarded directly on the spicy cabbage. Ah! Spicy cabbage let out a sharp wail. The flames immediately eroded the cabbage leaf-like body. And Gripa once again summoned a few careful fireballs, and continued to smash them violently on the body of spicy cabbage. Oba! Uba! Help me! Looking at the spicy cabbage that fell on the ground and was swallowed by the flames, he kept crying to himself for help. Pu Yidian originally wanted to make some moves, but saw Gripa's cold eyes on the opposite side. Pu Yidian was so frightened that he didn't dare to make any movements. But looking at the spicy cabbage that kept wailing on the ground, Pu Yidian seemed to feel a sense of relief. Let the spicy cabbage be completely burned by the flame until it dies. Seeing this scene, the citizens of Bengxi Kingdom all exploded. Zaiba, this Saitong is so strong, he actually killed the spicy cabbage. His skill is so powerful. He just gave the spicy cabbage a second. Yishi, is Pudian a man? The wife I chose is just like this. Nonsense, are you the one who saved me? In my opinion, it's better to die. If you're pregnant, maybe you guys won't even have a 1 centimeter penis. You say that, it seems to make sense. While the citizens of the Tao country watched Gripa kill the spicy cabbage, they were very calm. Because Gripa, who just entered the national matchmaking game yesterday, can be called the second European emperor under Washa Yumo. The 4 random rooms he brushed out yesterday were AD plus home building card and AB skill book, fire control, AB weapon, elemental ring, and some food that boosts stats. 4 random rooms directly let Gripa start with Tianyu. After a comfortable night at home last night, today Gripa is exploring again. Except for the marriage room that he has no interest in opening. The remaining 2 random rooms are monster rooms. A wooden turtle beast with C strength, Gripa is second. A poisonous powder moth with a strength of C+, Gripa defeated. But the Tao people looked at such a powerful Gripa, and they didn't even have any intention of getting married. They all gritted their teeth angrily, but there was nothing they could do. Looking at the spicy cabbage that had been burned to ashes, Pu Yidian was suddenly at a loss. At this time, Gripa had already come to Pu Yidian, stroking his slightly ugly cheek with his hand. Uba, you are from Bengxi. Hee, I like sticks the most. Pu Yidian's voice trembled slightly. What do you want to do? Pu Yidian had already felt Gripa's strong aura at this time. He was too scared to move at all. Gripa, on the other hand, had a sinister smile on his face, and looked at Pu a little lewdly. Oh hey, can't you tell? People like you, instead of you becoming a husband and wife with this spicy cabbage, why not be my little wife? If you don't want to, then your fate will be the same as your wife's. Hearing this, the citizens of Bengxi Kingdom were completely panicked. Zaiba, this dead friend really has a crush on Pu Yidian. And he's still a one. Ah, if this is the case, wouldn't our Bengxi Kingdom never get the national luck reward for marriage? Ah Yishi, this guy who killed halfway is too disgusting. Then how can we play in Bengxi Kingdom? It's cold, our Bengxi country is completely cold. Park, you must refuse. Even if we die, it doesn't matter if we suffer disasters. Don't really be his zero all the time. And the Chinese people watching this scene burst into laughter. Ha 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 ha, I laughed at me, it is indeed a titanium. This man from the Tao Kingdom is so strong, this stick probably has to submit obediently. Then Bang Zigyu will probably never get a marriage reward like this. It's hard to say. I heard that this man from the Tao country is not interested in opening the marriage room. If this stick follows him, maybe he will give up the marriage room to this stick. Forcibly bend this stick, it really belongs to him. And Gripa's words made Pu Yi gasp. Although his kunkan is now less than 1 centimeter left. But he still has a normal orientation in his heart. Faced with this kind of request, Pu Yidian's heart naturally resisted. But seeing that just now Gripa actually killed the spicy cabbage with one move. The words that Park wanted to refuse came to his lips, but he couldn't say anything. Seeing Park's hesitation, Gripa smiled contemptuously. Oh, little brother, don't be afraid. I promise you, as long as you stay with me, I will let you live comfortably in this game. You come with me. After all, Ripa stretched out his arms and hugged Park a little bit. Although Pu Yidian was very resistant. However, he felt the scorching heat from Gripa's palm. Pu Yidian was still intimidated immediately. I saw Gripa leading Park through the door he had just entered. Came to his initial plane. Looking at the remaining pink wedding room, Gripa said to Pu Yidian. Little brother, if you follow me, I will open a marriage room for you. I will accompany you and to ensure your safety. Pu Yidian was startled and said. Really, really, you actually gave me the marriage room. Gripa touched Park's face and said with a smile. Oh hey, of course, my girl is not interested. After all, Gripa summoned his original home. This is a 2-story wooden loft with all the furniture in it. Tightly seamed wall panels not only insulate from the cold, but also maintain a suitable temperature in the room. Pu Yidian was shocked when he saw this kind of house. Last night, I was forcibly covered with spicy cabbage, and the pungent sauce made me unable to sleep at all. The biting cold wind constantly pouring in from the dilapidated wooden house destroyed his spirit even more. Coming here, Pu Yidian's body and mind relaxed for the first time. Gripa saw that there seemed to be some changes in Park's eyes, and then he smiled and said. How about it, is it comfortable here? You can live here forever. We can also work together to brush random rooms, upgrade buildings, and get more food. After all, Gripa took out another steak that he found yesterday, and handed it to Pu Yidian. As a stickman who can't afford meat. When Pu Yidian saw this steak, he was hungry and cold, and his body was injured. The psychological defense line was completely defeated. Immediately, he held the steak and gnawed it. Seeing that Pu Yidian had completely relaxed at this moment, Gripa's eyes suddenly flashed fiercely, and his voice changed from the clipped tone just now to his original thick voice. Little boy, come on. Park turned around in a little horror. Ah, Take it easy, please. Gripa smiled excitedly. You don't even have kunkan. Exciting. Looking at this scene, all the Banksy people completely collapsed. Although Banksy country is not big, it always looks like a world hegemon. They even think that their own nation is the noblest and best in the world. But now seeing the game players in his own country, a 1 turned into a 0 all of a sudden. In this way, all the stick nationals can't lift their heads one after another. Ziba, shame, shame. How could there be such a covetous person like Pu Yidian in Banksy Kingdom? Now our Banksy country can't hold its head up in front of the world at all, and it's the same death as a Tao country. Woo. Be more simple. It's really a disgrace to our Banksy country. And the Chinese citizens who were watching started to fight. Ha 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 ha, Sticks, did you hear that? Yoruba doesn't have kunkan. This Tao country shemale likes Yoruba very much. It seems that men from your Banksy country will be very popular in Tao country. Guys, didn't you still hope that your Park Uba would take you to fly yesterday? What about now? The chrysanthemum remains, the ground is full of injuries, your smile has turned yellow. This old sister-in-law of the Titanium Kingdom is really fierce, and she is still a 1. Enjoy it, guys. Many citizens expressed discomfort with the scene in front of them. They left the live broadcast of Banksy country or Tao country one after another. Looking at the live broadcast of Washa Yumo is still dark, and the live broadcasts of other countries are also players from other countries resting in their rooms. Most citizens also chose to take a good rest. Looking forward to the live broadcast of the game on the 3rd day tomorrow. National Fortune Matching Game, the 3rd day. Yumo woke up in a daze. Looking at Fengju who was sleeping beside her, Yumo carefully covered her with the quilt. Then he got up and sorted his clothes, and came to the hall of the castle, and the live broadcast screen was restored. At this time Xiao Wu had already woken up early and was busy in the kitchen. Yumo came behind Xiao Wu with a smile, and stretched out his hands to hold her in his arms. Is he still playing with those 2 fluffy white rabbit ears on Xiao Wu's head? Xiao Wu smiled softly and said, Brother, wake up so early. Shouldn't you be exhausted last night? Yumo smiled and whispered in Xiao Wu's ear. My physical strength is so good, it's not like you don't know. Xiao Wu immediately blushed, jokingly said, I don't know. Now only Fengju knows. Yumo squeezed Xiao Wu's cheek. Why don't you try it tonight? But you're pregnant with our baby. Xiao Wu rolled her eyes at Yumo. Watching the two flirt early in the morning, the Chinese citizens didn't even have time to eat breakfast. It was stuffed with a large wave of dog food. Oh, these two are too tired. But I really like to watch it. Are they sure they're not acting in an idle drama? The sweetness is off the charts. The looks of Yu Shen and Xiao Wu are really against the sky. Why are they both so good looking? I think Feng Ju has more oriental charm. Feng Ju is YYDS. I like Xiao Wu more. Who doesn't like a big beauty full of sunshine and vitality? Just all kinds of flirting. They are all you gods' wives. After eating and drinking enough, Yumo returned to the initial plane alone and started today's exploration. When Yumo returned to the initial plane, he found that his front, back, left, and left sides were still the 4 random rooms from yesterday. The door with the black dragon mark is still on his left. Yumo raised his head and used the system to check the situation of the 4 doors. Monster room. Behind the door is a bloodthirsty deer. Its strength is C. It cannot be used as food. You can easily defeat it without injury. Monster room. Black dragon mark. Behind the door is a 3-headed vicious dog beast. Its strength is A+. It cannot be used as food. It has powerful control skills, and it needs the help of Xiao Wu and Feng Ju to kill it without injury. Resource room. Behind the door is an equipment treasure chest. There may be equipment you need. It is recommended to use system refresh. Empty room. Nothing behind the door. After reading the prompt, Yumo's eyes lit up. This is the first time in the resource room of my own 1000-dimensional template system that I have given this kind of recommended to use system refresh prompt. From this point of view, there was originally a piece of high-quality equipment in the treasure chest in this resource room. If you use the dimensional template system after refreshing, maybe it can produce higher quality equipment. Yumo said silently in his heart. Refresh this resource room. Ding. The host chooses to refresh the resource room, consuming 100 source points. The system is refreshed immediately. 1000-dimensional template refresh completed. The remaining source points of the host are 550 points. Soon, in front of the white resource room door, a line of text appeared that only Yumo could see. The weapon box was refreshed successfully. Dimensional template fusion is complete. Refresh the result, epic jewelry box. The specific type of jewelry, please let the host explore by himself. Hint, if you get the jewelry inside, with your current strength, you can defeat monsters with strength below A+. Yumo didn't show any expression on his face. After all, he has been hanging out every day for 3 days. He has long been used to this feeling. Yumo then pushed open the door and walked in. What caught my eye was just like the epic weapon box before. This was a treasure box exuding colorful rays of light. Seeing Yumo's first exploration early in the morning, he immediately opened this kind of treasure chest that exudes brilliant light. All Chinese citizens became nervous. You said, today is the 3rd day, is Yu Shen's Huang physique still there? Ahem, cough, upstairs, why did you speak my mind? Please trust us in God. Has God ever let us down? Yes, you God will only bring our country countless national fortune rewards. Come on, you God. And those hostile nationals saw this scene, and couldn't help but secretly began to curse. I don't believe that this kid's luck is so good today. HMPH, there must be a catastrophe. Defeat Washa's arrogance. Ziba, I curse that I can't sell any good products. It's the 3rd day, he should have encountered some bad things, right? As for Yumo, he naturally disappointed those who were hostile again. I saw Yumo reaching out to touch the treasure box and opening it. A necklace exuding dazzling luster slowly emerged. And the information about this piece of equipment also appeared in front of all the citizens watching the live broadcast. Equipment name, Dream Bagua Pendant Epic Level. Equipment attributes, Wisdom +60, Sensitivity +20. Equipment additional skills passive, Subduing Demon Eyes. When hit by a powerful control skill, it will immediately return the power of this control skill to the opponent twice. The 8 diagrams pendant that slowly emerges looks like a bright moon hanging in the sky. The pendant of the necklace presents an exquisite and ancient gossip pattern, consisting of 8 symbols of Qian, Kun, Zhen, Xuan, Kan, Li, Zhen, and Dui standing in all directions. Each symbol is radiant, flowing with eternal light. In the center of the gossip pattern, a sapphire is inlaid. A glowing halo emanates from the gem, as if it contains the profound meaning of the universe. The gossip pattern and sapphire reflect each other, forming a unique harmonious beauty. The material of the entire gossip pendant is made of ancient star iron, and the surface is inlaid with countless pearls and the essence of mysterious gemstones. Each jewel represents the secret power of ancient civilization. The chain of the necklace is woven from fine silver wire, which is tough and wear-resistant, and contains endless magical energy. When Yumo wears this gossip pendant, the warm touch of the necklace seems to be injected into the body quietly, and the soaring intelligence attribute makes Yumo feel extremely powerful spiritual power at this moment. This epic necklace once again multiplied Yumo's fighting ability. The passive skill of subduing the devil's mind can directly allow him to have the capital to resist control skills. Equipped with the 60 points of intelligence added to violence, it will allow you to give full play to the power of the skills, the fire of the fox and mind control. Yumo only felt extremely comfortable at the moment. I have to go to the monster room next door to try the power of this necklace. Seeing Yumo get an epic piece of equipment again, the Chinese citizens almost jumped up in the street with excitement. Yu Shen is so European. I can only say awesome. Too awesome. Another epic piece of equipment, directly increasing the intelligence attribute by 60 points. This is too scary. Now Yu Shen has mastered 2 epic level equipment, and players from other countries are still fighting mobs with a few novice equipment, and the gap is immediately revealed. Ha 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 ha, Yu Shen is really too strong, there is no one with this European spirit. And the countries that saw Yumo getting this epic necklace looked hopeless. Fake, another piece of epic equipment. Is this still playing NM? It's not human, it's really not human. I suspect that this Washa kid developed this game. Cheater. This kid is a cheater. Even if it's cheating, it's too much. Pray that players in your own country don't run into Yumo, he is a godlike existence now. Yumo returns to the original plane. Immediately came to the door of the random room with the black dragon mark. And after Yumo equipped with the dream Bagua pendant, the hints given also changed. Monster room, black dragon mark. Behind the door is a 3-headed vicious dog with a strength of A+. It cannot be used as food, you can defeat it. Yumo looked at his own data. Player. Yumo. Personal rewards. Soul Beast Power S+, Qingqiu Magic Power S. National Fortune Rewards. Star Blessing S+, Qingqiu Blessing S. Attributes. Body 61 to 71, Strength 81 to 91, Sensitivity 69 to 79, Wisdom 61 to 121, Charm 61 to 81. Skill. Explosive Killing 8-stage fall S causes high damage to a single target, has a beheading effect. Invincible Golden Body S become invincible within 2 seconds, immune to all enemy attacks. Mind Control S let the target enter a stun state that cannot move. The higher your intelligence attribute, the longer the control time. Fire of the Fox S deals magic damage to the target, has a burning effect. Teleportation S teleportation within a range of 50 meters, with cooling time. Equipment. Pegasus Meteor Fist Gloves Epic Rank Equipment Carrying Skill, causes multiple critical strike damage to a single target, cooldown time 60s. Dream, Bagua Pendant Epic Rank Equipment Carrying Skill. When hit by a powerful control skill, it will immediately double the power of this control skill and return it to the opponent. His intelligence attribute is now as high as 121 points. Even monsters with A+ strength can be defeated by themselves. Yumo immediately pushed the door open and walked in. Yumo, who pushed the door and entered, came to an empty valley. There are many unknown stone sculptures standing on both sides, and there are burning candlesticks under the stone sculptures. It sets off the entire valley very strangely. Roar. The moment Yumo entered, a deep roar that resounded through the valley broke out instantly. A dog-shaped monster with 3 heads and a length of nearly 6 meters suddenly appeared from a void dimension. On its steel-like skin, engraved with inscriptions emitting a strange light. The bloody mouth that could swallow more than a dozen people opened at this time, revealing several rows of sharp fangs in the mouth. It is the first monster with A+ strength to appear in all countries in the world, the 3-headed vicious dog beast. At this time, its attribute data also appeared in front of everyone who followed Washa live. Monster. 3-headed vicious do. Name. Shaoshan. Strength. A+. Compared with the size of the three vicious dogs, Yumo, who is 1.9 meters tall, is not half as tall as one of its legs. It seems that the three vicious dogs only need to pounce forward. As a human, Yumo would be buried under its feet immediately. What everyone didn't expect was that the three vicious dogs actually spoke. Roar, human, how dare you disturb my 1,000-year dream? The old man will make you suffer endlessly. Yumo narrowed his eyes slightly, and the Pegasus meteor gloves on his fists burst out with dazzling golden light. The gossip plate in the dream gossip pendant also began to rotate non-stop, bursting out powerful spiritual power. The war was about to break out, and the hearts of all Chinese citizens were touched. Oh my God, it turned out to be a monster with strength A+, this. It's really strange. I see that players from other countries encounter monsters with C+ and D+ strengths. How can they directly encounter monsters with A+ when they are gods? The three-headed dog can actually talk. The strength must be ridiculously strong. Will Yu Shen be his opponent? This is the first monster with A+ strength to appear in the world. It's a big deal. What can God do? Even though Yu Shen has two pieces of epic-level equipment, will he be the opponent of A+ monsters? In case Yu Shen falls, we in Huaxia will never find another player as strong as Yu Shen. And those fake foreign devils, Ah-san, Sakura devils, and Banxi who are hostile to China. After seeing Yumo actually ran into the world's first A+ monster to appear. They were all very excited, gloating and saying in various forums. Ha 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 ha, Yoshi. This kid Huaxia actually encountered a monster with an A+ strength. That's great. I buy it, that's really great. This kid's European energy is finally running out. Yi Yishi, I'm so happy. This Zyba is finally going to die. This is a monster with A+ strength. HMPH, this is the third day of the game. I don't believe that any player can defeat a monster with an A+ strength. Yes, everyone, hurry up and cheer. This kid is going to die. Huaxia is going to die. Even the senior officials of the Huaxia government became nervous at this time. Although Yumo brought them too many wonderful performances in the first 2 days. Contributed an incomparable national games reward for Huaxia. But now this is the first A+ monster to appear in the world. If Yumo defeats it, it will once again raise China's national prestige in the world. But what if Yumo loses to it and dies in its hands? Then China will be hit by disasters like other countries. As a precaution, the Great Elder immediately took action and summoned all relevant department heads. Notify all parts of the country and prepare for emergencies. If a disaster strikes, it is a little bit less casualties. Quote. After getting the order, everyone immediately took their positions and issued the official order. The Great Elder stared closely at the live broadcast. Together with all Chinese citizens, pray for Yumo. In the game world, the gigantic Shaoshan is like a soul-eating demon, with 3 terrifying and ferocious faces, revealing a ferocious fighting intent. Shaoshan roared and rushed towards Yumo, as swift and fierce as a tiger preying on its prey. It smacked the ground violently with its huge front claws, kicking up a cloud of dust, and pointed its fierce claws directly at its chest. Facing Shaoshan's attack, Yumo's body was as agile as a civet cat, and he jumped up into the air with all his strength, successfully avoiding the blow. At the same time, Yumo immediately released the skill, Fire of the Fox. A fierce and hot pillar of fire blasted down in an instant, directly bombarding Shaoshan's huge body. The extremely powerful Liehuhuo instantly blasted Shaoshan's body into scorched black. The accompanying burning effect caused the crimson fierce fox fire to spread, scorching Shaoshan's body. Shaoshan looked at this human being in midair in disbelief, shocked by his incredible speed, and the power of this skill that made him excruciatingly painful. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.